said if she pretty and she got some pretty toes, then let it go. They say nothing about sucking no toes, nigga.
You look like you suck toes, nigga.
I can't say that toes have ever been an interest for me.
It's not my thing, bro.
I know some people, they don't like women with like toenail polish. They don't like women. It'd be a bunch of different things. Like feet be a thing. I can't say that. Well, I don't understand it for it to be a thing.
You care if your woman got ugly feet?
I don't really pay attention to feet like that.
But if they ugly though,
like what do you mean by that?
Like if she got ugly feet, like
corns.
Yeah.
Like corns.
And
it really. I know for a fact it wouldn't be a deal breaker. I'll put it like that.
What if nails black?
Yeah, I'm not a feet guy. I don't really pay attention to feet. I don't really want them on me like that. But it ain't. I used to be like, nah, hell, nah, get your feet up. You know what I mean? But nah, in the bed, yeah. When you get older, you know what I mean. As I've gotten older, it's not a thing anymore.
It's like a little intimacy thing.
Except when the feet be cold, like put your cold ass feet on.
Yeah, but they warm up quick. They do that. It warm up quick a little bit. But nonetheless, this is the To Be Fair show.
What a freaking show.
I'm Q.
Old head real.
We fired Johnny.
Had to get him out of here.
It's the news. Nah, we're joking. Johnny couldn't make it today.
Had to get him out of here.
You know, Johnny couldn't make it today. He'll be back soon. You know, shout out to the homie. Hopefully you watching.
Sure.
You know,
love you better.
Yeah, much love you, bro. But nonetheless, with that said, this is we running a 2-man, maybe still a 3-man. Tone's back there in the back. He gonna hold down some Johnny's commentary portion. So again, remember, Tone, you have to play the middle ground, and you got to agree with me.
You got to agree with me. Facts, Johnny.
Nah, but no. What was I about to say? Nonetheless, how's y'all week been?
One week was
it flew by. January over, bro.
Facts. January's fucking over. You can't say that ain't crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like New Year's was like 2 weeks ago.
I feel like January was a long ass time, to be honest.
I seen somebody else say that. They was like, man, it's still January. I'm like, man, that junk flew by. What are you talking about?
Me too.
Yeah.
Flew by for me too.
I be having I guess my weeks be so many different moving things. I think every day it's almost like a thing that be having to happen. Like Monday might be my only day I ain't really got nothing. Because Mondays, Tuesdays, QJ games. Wednesdays we got Unpack. Thursdays, I got to pick them up and do a bunch of different shit. Fridays is games. Most Saturdays previous to like the past 2 weeks is usually a game. Sunday we be having To Be Fair show. I always be moving, but when you always doing something, for me it kind of like ended up stretching out a little bit this week.
Oh, that's what make it go by faster.
Yeah, a lot of times it do, but this month just I think because maybe it had a bunch of different like peaks and valleys.
Yeah, sure. I guess my week was cool. Work, you know what I mean? My daughter a little under the weather. That junk got me a little sad. I ain't gonna lie. Seeing her, she usually very talkative. Anybody that has a 4-year-old knows, especially 4-year-old girl knows that they gonna talk. They are going to talk and get all of the shit off, all of it. There's not a thing that they, you know what I mean, tuck in the back and maybe I'll time this. No, they're gonna get it right now. It's rapid fire. But she's not feeling well. I know this bug is going around. A lot of people catching, but she's not feeling well. Baby, I want you to get better ASAP. I've been running around getting meds, and then it's also made me start thinking about some like going to some of these like home remedies and like trying some of this, you know what I mean? Some of the
echinacea.
All of that type stuff. I don't know what that is, but
I like saying preemptive maintenance because I think that's what they refer to with like technology and stuff. But it's still the same thing though.
Yeah, no, Aunt Sabura is on a lot of that. You know what I mean? She's on a lot of that, and I plan on reaching out and getting some information from her. Something that we can kind of like keep like a daily, something you can do daily to build immunity and immune support and all that stuff. So I'm really like trying to get into that because like I said, it's these bugs ain't going nowhere. It seems like they're just gonna get worse and worse.
Crazy part about it though, part of building your immune system is getting sick, bro.
No, true.
Facts. Like
eating food off the ground.
Yeah, gotta eat some dirt.
But nonetheless, y'all see the title, y'all see the thumbnail. So we're gonna hop into this first conversation. I think it's an interesting conversation. Might have a couple legs to kind of grow a few different ways, but starting off, should rappers, as they get older, should their music evolve? What are your thoughts?
Tone?
Man, you should evolve as a person if you're getting older. So if your music ain't evolving, then you just lying at a certain point, straight up. Like,
I 100% agree. I 100% agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like as a man, of course, when you're if you've been rapping for a long time, or if you've been rapping for a long time, I think we specifically are talking more about hip hop than anything as it relates.
And we could eventually branch it to R&B, but let's stay on rap for right now.
Okay. Yeah. So like to me, you know what I mean, when you're younger, the way that you see the world is gonna be in a more let's say it's not gonna be as complex, because the wisdom comes from lived experiences. You know what I mean? So like you're gonna have like a little bit more it may be a little bit more fun. The music is a lot less serious. You know what I mean? It may be like it's just a lot less serious and a lot less with a lot less lived experience. It's going to be less thought provoking. And I think that as you get older, you have lived so many different things that there should be some stories that you can tell that actually provide fruit to the listener. You know what I mean? Of course, you can have fun sometime, you know what I mean? But there should also be, if you're going to give me an album, a project, then I believe that you should also have something in there for me to take from it, other than just like fucking a good time. Like, you have some good time records, because that's a mode that, like, if you give me a project, I want that too.
Right.
But you should also be providing some substance as well. Like, you know what I mean? Tell me something about like when you were down, you know what I mean? Tell me about some depressive moments, something that's serious about your life, so that we're getting a well-rounded character and not just you telling me the same thing over and over. Because a lot of the times now you hear a lot of music and those fun songs, niggas just talking about everything at the same time. You know what I mean? There's not really it's not really any real context to anything. It's just like a bunch of random fucking thoughts that you just pop off, and you know what I mean, it's just a fun song.
Okay.
But I also think that, you know what I mean, there should also be some context, especially as you're getting older.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably say for me, it kind of just depends on why I listen to your music, what kind of artist you are, what kind of rapper you are. I don't expect or even probably want every artist that I listen to quote unquote evolve. And I don't think that it's necessary to evolve. For me, one, music, rap is entertainment, and I view it as that. So I just want to enjoy my entertainment. Certain rappers, I think, is necessary to evolve because of, like, that's what their music is based around, their worldview, their experience, you know, XYZ. Where I think that certain people, certain artists, for example, a Future, I don't know if it's necessary for him to evolve as much as just, you know, make really good music that I enjoy. And a lot of artists, in my opinion, that I end up growing out of liking, sometimes it's just like they don't make the music that I personally enjoy. They evolve. I think that's fire and that's cool. And if that happens to show itself, and I'm speaking musically specifically right now, not like them evolving as a person. I think they should evolve as a person. Speaking musically specifically, I think that, yeah, I think the just where I'll land my initial part would be, I think that depending on what kind of artist and why I like you, like if I've only liked you for dance music, I don't think that it's necessary for me to know about, like, or I ain't going to you for like any deep shit. I'm okay. So, I just want your slaps to keep slapping.
But even like evolving, though, it doesn't necessarily mean like you start talking smart or something like that.
Right.
Like
yeah, I ain't talking about talking smart.
We'll say like what the lean
evolves in different ways.
Like to me, it's okay for you to tell me, like, if like with Future, you use him as an example. So Future said that he had a whole bunch of lean music and all that, and the shit was cold. Like, it was fun. But then for you to say, no, I don't do this and I don't do that, and then still talk about it nonstop. To me, it's like,
I don't know is he still talking about lean in his music?
Well, drug use in general, because from my understanding, he was saying that he's like really not fucking with the drug shit like that.
Sure. So
you're just lying. Like, at some point, like, you should grow into some truth as a grown ass man. There should be like,
but that's asking for a lot from rappers. I look at rappers, majority is liars. Like when you think about
No,
what they
I
be
can agree
talking
with
about,
that. I can agree.
like
Most of it is lies.
like yeah, it's like majority
but
liars.
don't sit there and lie about being a fucking drug addict. Like,
They all
why are
do.
you doing that?
Only the ones that told the truth, they OD'd.
Damn,
That's my opinion.
damn, that's about true too. Damn, that's about true.
I just it's just entertainment. Like if the shit sound good and knock about my head, cool. The artists that I really the ones that I listen to for that, I want you to evolve in like your life experiences and a perspective to grow within that, like the Kendricks, the J. Cole's, the Drakes, the Jay-Z's, the like a bunch of these guys. Your POV and why I liked you was based off of the content of your music in comparison to me, like Lil Wayne. I liked him because of punchlines.
But it was also worldview based too. Like he give you both sides of that coin.
That nigga ain't never had nothing really good to say.
What you mean with the Georgia joint?
And then like 2
course,
years
but
later,
we
he
talking
came
about-
back and let us know he don't know nothing about none of that. He just said some shit that sounded good. It was fire.
Okay, yeah, I see what you said. Oh, even misunderstood.
Yeah, and that like he
has records. Well, the only thing I'm saying is he has records where he gives you a perspective that's beyond just the gadoom.
And now take it away from that. That might be just like that album and that one song on that mixtape. The majority of his music,
that's big fact.
You can just go like almost like he has full albums in which is nothing but like rap punchline rap.
Great, to me, a good example is Jeezy.
Yeah,
Jeezy's he's a full rounded. I ain't talking about the album that everybody didn't like. I'm talking about even like the Recession. Yeah, he's one of the guys who evolved and ended up trying to drop this mature growth album, and niggas was like, "Don't nobody want to hear that shit from you. Give me Thug Motivation."
That's
nigga.
actually a good example of somebody who I didn't want to hear it. It was like, man, I'm glad you grew, Jeezy.
I need 808s and trap.
Hey, I listened to it.
What's the price of a brick?
Facts, a fish scale, nigga. But but even before that, like Recession Jeezy, like he still was throwing in a good bit of like, you know what I mean, showing that like, even though I'm talking about this shit, I'm still like a rounded person, like, and I think that even like a Future could give you that. I'm not saying that make a fucking a Crooked Smile record. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying like
he'll make some songs about like how he loved his girl. Does that count for anything?
Nah,
bruh.
I do like hearing depth from artists. That's what
I'm saying. Like just
I don't need depth from every artist.
Give me something, bro. If you put out a project, album, bro. I'm not talking about like a single. Do your thing, but an album. You give me a full project. Like don't give me.
To me, like that's for like the rappers that
you got 8 projects, 9 projects.
Exactly.
You got nothing that ends up to like.
Come on, now, nigga. You talking about you've been around rapping for 15 years and we ain't got.
He's been around.
I know, but not Titty, but I'm 2 Chainz. But yeah, he been around for a nice
Organized Noise, like that whole circle. I don't know, like, so again, this is where I differ from y'all. Like certain artists, I don't care about if Travis Porter was to make like tell me about their life, to be honest. Keep telling me how you running in that like a crash dummy. Keep the girl shit. Like I want you for that. Like I got the artists that I'm gonna listen to that I value their POV, and I think that they be giving me some gems, and I'd be like, oh damn, I see how you evolve from that. Oh damn, that's impactful POV. But it's kind of like when it comes down to like when they used to like put the microphone in rapper's face and be like, well, what do you think about this current world event that deals with politics?
Oh yeah,
and then it'd be like, well,
hey, but one thing, but one thing that I will say too is that I appreciate the interviews these days now. Us getting more interviews. If you are going to do the bullshit, at least do interviews so a nigga know that like that's just not you. You know what I mean? You are a more multifaceted, a more complete person than you're just portraying in the music. So like that's one thing I will give them is that like niggas be having some dope interviews. Like I look like Walker interviews. Like I give niggas interviews benefit of the doubt, especially guys I would have never listened to. You know what I mean? I would never listen to a lot of those dudes' interviews, and it was just like, man, let me put them on. I put Lil Yachty was the first one I put on to see, and I was like, you know what? I actually fuck with bro a little bit. Young boy, I fuck with him a little bit. You know what I mean? And then Waka was when he, you know what I mean? That shit was like almost like 180 compared to what he was talking about in the music. You know what I mean? So like watching those interviews did like allow me to give them a little bit more cushion as it relates to their content in the music. As long as you showing also broadcasting who you are for real, like then that, I guess I give you a little bit more pass with it.
Yeah, I'm definitely. How about, let me see how I can frame this. I am for rappers being who they are, especially inside like the interviews. I think it's fire if you can be articulate and explain a bunch of really good shit in interviews and be that. I also don't expect that from Chief Keef though. You understand what I'm like? No, it's kind of like for me, it's what you are and be authentic to that enough. Most like certain artists, like to me, music hits better the more authentic it is. But even still with that, I still think that there's like a certain level of entertainment and lies that exists within.
But so okay,
even if they look at politics, like after the president, I want to hear your opinion on it. Like that's the thing. Like not talking about every opinion, but I'm saying if you think like I don't mind hearing your perspective on different things that like some people might talk about this intellectually. You still have a perspective on this,
but a lot of them don't because it don't revolve, and that's what you hear so much from a lot of them is that these things don't impact my life at all, so I don't really care. That's in essence, that's in a nutshell what Lil Wayne said too. But like they're so insulated inside like this different world of money, sex, drugs, and yes men around them that I don't think most of them are putting on any version of news, any version of anything. Like they just trying to find out who the next chickie about to fly out, what the next record's gonna be. You know what I mean? Like how high I'm about to get off Percocets and Molly Lean. I don't know.
But at some point, though, you don't think that as that person ages, that you do kind of start to wander into these things that actually are bigger than you.
I ain't seen Wayne do it yet. That nigga's
a basketball. That's about all he got.
Basketball and all that shit. Listen, every year that nigga lose a dread. He keep trying to combine them, but then like he keeps trying to combine them, but it's like and to me, I think that comes from consuming nothing but derogatory things to your body over an extended period of time. And again, like
he said, don't worry.
Most people gonna tell you about his Green Bay Packers and I don't know LeBron or something.
Remember when he said, "Don't worry about what's in his cup."
Yeah, that shit's still swirling around in his cup.
Still in his cup, bro.
Damn, that's beat, bro. That's beat. I see what you're saying though. Like if this is what I like of you. Should you change that? Not say I understand what you're saying, but I think that as a man, you should still evolve and
I'm only speaking inside the lens of music,
the music itself. Yeah. I think that, but outside of the music, I think that it is beneficial for the kids, not for us and the kids to be able to see that it's more than just what the fuck I'm saying on these records. Like I am more than that thing. And so that you can tell, like, okay, the difference between real life and music. I think that they need to see that for sure. Like there's a difference, and that's why all these crash out fucking rappers, you know what I mean? That's why we getting out because they really trying to live their raps.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, that's crazy. This is very unfortunate. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I agree with it. Go ahead, tell you about the season.
Yeah, the crazy part is when you look at it on the R&B side, though, it ends up being like the opposite story. Like they be wanting to evolve and the people want them to stay the same. Like the record labels want them to keep doing the same thing. Like it's a constant. Music Soul Child had this problem. Donnell Jones had this issue. Like after he did Where I Want to Be, they wanted him to keep doing that same thing, and he had other ideas. He wasn't able to do them though because the record label wanted him to do the same thing, and it was preventing him from evolving. And that's what a lot of R&B artists have that issue. Like they put a successful album out, the record label say, hey, we want you to do another one of these. And they be like, well, I'm beyond that now. I'm in the growth area.
Yeah. But I would say, I think that's just like music industry shit.
Another one of those. That shit's trash.
Yeah.
It's, go ahead.
Well, no, I guess I can see how that those relate for sure. I guess if I was to move it outside of like the lens of like Music Soul Child, because for me, he's always been kind of like a conscious R&B singer, if that makes sense. Like so much of his music, even his videos, have like these messages and like hitting little things to him. But I do think that it's almost with I put it like this: with R&B, I think there's a bigger emphasis on them staying in a lane of like the sexy, make good love music whatever thing. You know what I mean? To the point like all these niggas still be in the gym, like they got you know what I mean, a 40-yard dash to run or some shit like that, and they all still, you know, y'all see the niggas at these concerts. R&B singers be wilding a little bit too. These niggas gonna throw that shirt off. And they gonna like sing and roll at the same time with a bunch of niggas behind them. That shit be wild. That shit be wild.
Hey, no, that was crazy. The Tank story, bro. That was crazy.
Bro, yeah.
I fuck with Tank, but that nigga, you almost gotta say pause when you say I fuck with Tank now after he did that show, bro.
Bro, you got to say pause.
You always gotta pause that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
But yeah, nah, and the Cougars love them. I think that they are a group that for sure people want to stay in that exact same thing.
I would agree. I definitely I love R&B music. You know what I mean? I don't think that we get enough of it like we did when we were younger, because I was like submerged in the shit. Fucking Usher Confession came out. That was crazy. Like a lot of different albums that came out, you know what I mean, 90s, early 2000s. They were like the R&B was at a different level then. Like the love was in the air, like especially when we were young, niggas was in love and shit, checking the yes or no boxes and shit, and passing notes around the school. You remember, you know what I mean, catching the notes in between classes, you getting the notes from the different girls and reading them in class and shit, teacher taking notes and shit. Like you was in love back then, and like the love's not in the air like it used to be, comparative. And I think it may be because like as an adult, you kind of start to see the shit.
Yeah, Chris Brown, I don't know your name, but excuse me, bitch.
What? Bitch? What did you get that?
That was not a verbatim quote.
No,
but I like you talking about like puppy love. The kids in middle school and like they're still going through like their own version of that shit.
Man, but where's the puppy love songs though? You don't even got none of that now.
Man.
Like they're not making those. You don't hear no songs like that.
Yeah, but there's no like puppy love artists.
I was about to say, who are the young artists?
You don't have no young artists. You don't got no groups. You don't see none of that now.
True. Yeah.
It's kind of.
I think that's like music industry shit though.
It really is, opinion. But it sucks because it's like, dang, we actually need. Well, it ain't even just music industry stuff. Like it partly is, but some people just not aiming to make them type groups because they don't want to split the money. People is more about self.
Well, but that still kind of goes. Because it's not incentivized even with the music industry to make
good,
those.
Though. I don't know if y'all heard Wanye's sons. They got a group. Man, yo, they can sing, bro.
Oh, he got them doing a little harmony.
Bro, they singing. They sound like Boys to Men.
Oh, I'm about to check them out.
They singing.
I ain't gonna lie. It's been I've probably seen like these are the two popular things that I see. When somebody pop out like 4 or 5 boys, they either gonna LeVar Ball it or Joe Jackson it. Especially well, I've seen it so many times.
LeVar Ball.
Yeah, shout out to him.
And Joe Jackson.
And Joe Jackson. But yeah, like the group with the 4 to 5 doing harmony, and the group with 4 or 5 doing harmony, or the basketball players playing. I don't know. It's kind of been its own consistent thing that I've seen over time, in which I don't know. It's fun. It's fire. I just haven't seen like the new version of the really good singing harmony R&B boy band group work out. And like I said, I've honestly probably seen like 4 or 5 of these, in which all of them like they do the acapellas. They got the young boy that's doing the Michael Jackson, and they all dancing, and they do a little 2-step and shit like that. But I just don't know if the industry is incentivizing talent at the moment, or like like that version of a thing.
Yeah, it seems like it just have a following. Do whatever you can to get people on social media to be on your follower list, and get enough of them motherfuckers, and then we'll just make you famous.
I've been saying we need Showtime at the Apollo back for the longest.
Yeah,
well, that's kind of what like those shows like The Voice,
American Idol, and all
that. They not the same though. You need Apollo.
Showtime
you need Apollo for a reason. Like the original Showtime at the Apollo.
Because
It was no pity.
It was the audience that was making the decision, not them.
And you
I think that was probably much better. And think about how you kind of grooming the artist, because you're allowing us to make the selection and not the industry machine itself. So I think that would be a lot better in today's time, because like it don't seem like they're looking for talent. It looks like they're looking for tattoos on your face, some chains, and a lot of followers on Instagram. It seems like that's like the thing now.
Gotcha. So I guess I have a part that we could probably segue into this a little bit. But before that, I'll toss this. This is a quick random thing I was just kind of thinking of at the moment. What are your thoughts of, like, on these first questions, having a little call in, if we call in section for like 10 minutes or so, as we round it off, as long as we're not kind of going too deep and too far into it. Like an episode like this right here, we kind of like packed it up early, but we'll drop the call in link in a little bit. But saying all that to say, a piggyback to artists evolving, I think almost segues naturally into, at what point in time as a rapper, now we put the asterisk, local rapper, is it time to evolve out of not rapping? Or is there a time? It might not ever be a time. I'm just wondering.
I think
we're talking about like evolving as a human, a man, a boy, a rapper.
I'd say you can rap as long as you love doing it, as long as it's not interfering with your responsibilities. If you're able to still check those boxes, bro, rapping to you can rap your whole life. Long as you checking the boxes that need to be checked, then you good, bro. Do it forever. If you know what I mean. If that's what you want to do, I don't think there's really a time on it. Especially if you good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you good, and it's like it's how you're getting through. Because for a lot of us, that was the outlet that we had. That was the only one we knew. You know what I mean? And shit, as a man, bro, or I think as a person in general, in these times, in these motherfucking times we living in, if you can find something to get a release off, and it's not just sexual release, you know what I mean? Like an actual, like, you know what I mean? Then yeah, just do it. Just make sure you checking your boxes. Take care of your fucking responsibilities, and you should be able to rap into it whenever.
So just moving it to a hobby and not like a pursuit of a career.
Yeah,
like an outlet.
Don't let it interfere with your responsibilities, bro. If you make enough money to goddamn still be putting them, you know what I mean, money in the video, shooting videos, and you putting money in the studio time and stuff. If you can make enough money to do that and check all of those boxes at the crib, do it, bro. And it's not interfering with your relationship and all that. You know what I mean? Do it. I say do it. Keep going.
I ain't gonna front. It's still some older artists that's putting out verses, like they just be releasing different verses and stuff that, like, I want to hear them. Like Method Man and Redman, and both. Every time I see them, especially Method.
Oh, damn! Shut up.
Every time I see them,
listen to that Redman album, he just dropped.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Every time, bro, they cold, bro. It'd be like something. Yeah, they both of them cold, bro. Ghostface. I'm like, shoot, Wu-Tang. That's crazy. Like Ghostface still releasing dope stuff. Like,
I love a good Ghostface over an open instrument.
Yeah.
Just an open sample. He just got that voice.
Bro. It's a different thing.
And one thing I said, bro, I appreciate it. I know you said you don't listen to rappers that got a lisp, but I appreciate the
you better not say
Michael.
Who is that?
Killer Mike, the Michael album.
I said I ain't like.
You said you ain't listen to the album. You ain't listen to the album because he got a lisp or something. She was saying you don't talk to rappers that sound like they got.
I know I say that about Corday.
You said that about Killer Mike too.
Killer Mike he sound like Roderick rapping.
I feel the same. Hey, honestly, I was never going. I never was going to say the name, but when you said Sally got something in his mouth or something, I was like, damn, this nigga do sound like Rod.
Hey, shout out to Roderick Howell, boy.
That was assholey, bro.
I said that for a while. That's just a take I have. That brother sound like Roderick. I'm not a big fan of list rappers for sure. Killer Mike, sometimes he be doing all right.
That album was cold, bro.
In the chat, say, you ever notice how a white man of any age can be as immature as he wants, but they tell a black man he has to grow up?
I don't really have like a big experience base with like white men, so I can't.
They can talk about whatever they want to talk about in their music forever, though. That is true.
I don't know. I don't listen to it.
Who the white men like artists that I can like?
Bro, I just play rock, man. That's how I know. That's how I
play rock, man.
Like, if you say white artists, usually I still even go like you would say Taylor Swift or something like that. I don't really know who the white artists are. Who's that? Rosario? Who's the white artist? I don't really know him like that to even like have an opinion.
I'd agree.
But nonetheless, it looked like we have had one join us into the chat real quick. We toying with different ideas here at the To Be Fair show, where we'll love to hear y'all opinion as much as we can on some of these different some of these different topics. Again, the call-in link is there. I'm gonna put it inside the description in a moment, but we do want to hear y'all thoughts on the topic. We'll give you a good like minute or two just to kind of have a runway to kind of speak and talk. What is your thoughts on should rappers evolve as they age?
Hey, hold on real quick. LTO UK, she said, I think there's a time. Ha ha.
Oh yeah.
What's the time? When are you supposed to give it up?
Uh-oh. She might be.
What's good, family? Everybody good?
No, what's good, LTO? What up? We can hear you.
Yeah, look, hip hop the only genre of music that bashes as you get older. And you know what I'm saying? We love this shit, you know. Anybody that's in the culture, we love it, we do it, you know what I'm saying? All of us, some of us, we still right. All of us that did it in the past, we still right. But we do it in hidden. We have to do it. I can't even spit no bars, you boys, because if I spit some, they may hit old shit. Oh, goddamn old nigga. Goddamn old shit. That's what y'all gonna say. But Mick Jagger make a new song and goddamn go on tour with it. But and have a whole stadium. They do stadium tours off their shit. We are too much on this and whatever. If you listen to it now, everybody sounds the same. So it's like, you have to sound like everybody else. No other genre, even R&B music wasn't like that. And R&B music is controlled by white people right now. It's no great. The Grammys going on tonight. I guarantee you, the greatest R&B singer gonna be a white person tonight. You know what I'm saying? The person that win it gonna be there. But this is more than just that. It's far as in you got to change. What are you changing for? Why is it that we can't have a core audience that gravitates towards us and put it towards the youngins where they can sit and listen to what happened then and love it? I know my son loves. He'd rather listen to the shit y'all listen to, and the shit I put you on, Quintel, when you were younger, than the stuff that's going on now. But that comes from us sitting around and having a gravitational pull towards good music.
Look, I think that it has a lot to do too with like as far as the difference between like the younger kids liking the older music and like the vibe. I think that the sound of hip hop has changed quite a bit. You know what I mean? With the South taking over, like the shit sounds like a lot. The cadence is different. A lot of the times the speed is, you know what I mean? The BPM is different. Like it's the sound is a lot different than it was. So like if for a younger kid listening to what they're used to listening to now, and then going back and listening to the, you know what I mean? The past, it's just a difference in sound is kind of drastic versus like R&B. It sounds, you know what I mean? Love is love, and those chords and shit still feel the same. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it don't feel the same because the younger generation. Let me tell you why it don't feel the same. It don't feel the same because you don't have far as in when you have it far as in a love song come on, regardless. Back in the day, no matter who it can. Am I doing something wrong?
Oh no, you're not doing nothing wrong.
Okay. Back in the day, a love song would come on, no matter who it was. You had the goons or this or that, whatever. Hold up, I got the best example. One of my dudes was in Rikers Island, right? Mm-hmm. He was in Rikers Island. He told me, because back then it lights out, but people had headphones. Mm-hmm. He said he had his headphone off one of his ears. Now, he said Maxwell's song came on. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Really quickly. Could you make that? What Maxwell song were you talking about? My bad, I missed that.
How it go?
Hi,
How it go?
I put my foot in your ass. And you phone it on like that. Don't disrespect me like
Hey,
that.
that
God
note
damn it.
was shell. That note was shell.
You heard it. There it go. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. He said that shit came on. He said whole Rikers Island rocked out. He said you heard motherfuckers running because they had their headphones on and they were listening to you know what I'm saying? They were listening. What's the station up there? I'm trying to figure out what you know the station that everybody listened to. Anyway, they were listening to it, and when it came down to it, he said he's killers, murderers, thieves, mother. He said the whole shit rocked out. Listen to that shit singing it. He said you heard voices and vocals of motherfuckers. You got God, they didn't even sing it. They love that. That's love. They had love back then. Niggas, killers, murderers. Goddamn, the pillagers of your neighborhood. They love that shit. These motherfuckers, they don't love it because they don't know what love is, because their mama never knew what love was. Their mama was raised in a household with mamas that ain't never had a nigga that goddamn love.
We finna turn it all the way up.
Family home.
Listen, you about to throw us into a completely different conversation. We do got another call in, but we got you. We got you.
I'm sorry. Cut me back. I'm good.
Don't turn it all the way up on it. No, I go right in on that conversation with it. We can turn up.
What Drake say when I push that red button? Push the red button real quick.
So mama ain't no love.
All right. Again, if we depending on how the show, just remain in the back end. We might,
you know, stage. I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
I appreciate
we got another one back here. TBI, talk to us, brother. We haven't heard you on any hip hop POV conversational things. Yeah, what's your thought? Should rappers' music evolve as they age, or can we just, depend on Future for the slaps, and we don't really care if you talk about what the culture feeling, or do we need to evolve? I don't know. Talk to me.
No, I mean, I think no, that's a good question. I think the rappers do need to evolve, man, because I feel like with rap and hip hop, it's a young man's game, man. Because you gotta really be tapped in what the lingo is, what everybody listening to, what everybody wearing. So it's like I think as you age, you kind of phase out of that, and it's like I think the music is not as relevant because, like you said, I think hip hop is relevant. What's hot right now? What's trending? And if
you can keep appealing to the ignorant niggas in your age demographic.
I think some people try to do it, but I think it's just what type of artist you are. Like I think somebody like Rick Ross can rap for a long time just based off his content. Right, he always talking about just getting money, progressing, business. So I think he could keep going. But like one of my goats, like Lil Wayne, I feel like he kind of got stuck, man. He didn't like mature and kind of grow to that next phase. So I think people don't really look at him as like a goat. But he had one of the best runs ever. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, you just broke up crazy just then. Hey, TBI, repeat what you just said.
Can you hear me?
Your connection. The connection broke up for a second.
No, I was saying, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yo. Okay, all right, cool. Now I was saying one of my goals, Lil Wayne, he didn't never progress. He kind of got stuck. I call it like Michael Jackson syndrome, where he kind of started so early and he ain't never really have a childhood. So you seen him like in his mid-30s start skateboarding and stuff like that. So it's
I think that was his downfall. As soon as that nigga, whoever gave that man a skateboard.
No, and the guitar. It was the guitar too.
The rock album.
The rock album. Yeah,
but they went hand in hand too.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Whoever gave him that guitar and that skateboard need to be.
What was it? I'm not a human. Or some shit like that. That album.
It was whatever was in that cup.
It just went down after that.
Yeah, so I think he didn't really get a chance to mature. Like it's kind of like how Michael Jackson, man. They like when Wayne started when he was like 11, 12. So it's like he didn't really have no childhood. So you see he didn't develop into that next stage like Jay-Z did. Like he kind of went into that like grown man side of his career. So yeah, man. But yeah, if he could have did that, man, I think people would look at him a lot different. But I think he definitely a GOAT.
Yeah, he's kind of been stuck inside because he could rap his ass off.
Yeah, you hear the verses, he drop a hot verse or feature verse every now and then. He still got it. He still got it.
When he get to just rap about rapping, and it's the right type of beat.
Yeah.
Like Wayne, like I don't think anybody ever is gonna be like Wayne ain't got the bars. No.
Yeah, hell no.
It just be all right. Like we wanted. I think with him, like he was an artist that downfall came from not evolving. Where I think like Future, he benefits from not evolving, if that makes sense. Where like Wayne, we all wanted him to be a goat, but all the goats evolve.
Right.
Like Future, he still knows how to make the slaps. So like the club keeps paying him. That like it keeps like most niggas say that he might have had album of the year last year with the him and Metro album, where it's just a whole album of him doing the exact same shit over and over again. In which it works for him. Like the people that enjoy him still go to him for that. If that makes sense.
I think what happened with Wayne too was that 5-year hiatus, and then Thug came out and was like
that did affect it too.
That was a big deal.
He was hot about that shit too. I heard Thug talking about it on the interview back when he was talking about how, like, you know what I mean, it was actually a real thing that they had a real beef for a nice little minute. So they squashed it finally though.
Yeah, well, he was coming out trying to name his thing Barter 4. Like he was a troll. He was just an asshole.
Yeah.
At first it was the Carter 5, wasn't it?
It was something like that. I can't remember what number
he was gonna do Carter 5, and then it was like, I'm like, how you gonna take my album?
Yeah, he was saying that he was like literally that he just looked up to Wayne like so much that he was literally trying to, you know what I mean? It was almost like emulating him.
Yeah, but he started doing trollish shit.
No, I get it.
Like it was, yeah. But nonetheless, TBI, again, we might have another call in section as we continue through these conversations. Stay tapped in.
So hit a couple comments. All right, brother. Hit a couple comments. What they talking about?
Let's see. Some of these was
the LTO or no, did Rosario respond to the question we asked him?
Let me see. Yeah, he did. They did. For example, Eminem still spits that old Slim Shady immature style, like putting chicks in car trunks, and people love it. I say that
niggas don't.
I say that to say this black man get
we don't love that. Like we
don't love it.
Hey, I tried
what
to listen
Gucci
to that.
say you riding around in Eminem.
Hey, I tried listening to the album. What I realized is that, some people, and I was listening because my brother's a huge Eminem fan. Yeah. Right, a big Eminem fan, and I really don't give a fuck. But I don't really care much about Eminem.
Not once. I want to know when did niggas start putting him in a GOAT list?
I don't know.
I don't remember when he was like highly respected. But
it was rappers. There was rappers that was saying that he was like that. But that's why we ended up saying. Well, not we. I ain't never said that shit. But that's where you was hearing, people in the culture saying that because it was the rappers that you liked for rapping, and they were saying that he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he always had goofy content.
Honest, I've never liked it, bro. I ain't never liked it like that. I like 8 Mile. 8 Mile was fire movie, but other than that, I ain't really care. But I realized when I was trying to listen to that last album, I'm like, bro, you got to put on Eminem ears in order to goddamn listen to that shit.
You got to really care about like bars and intricacies and like metaphor. Like, but it's like. He be forcing the metaphor and bars dry no lube. Like he just keep trying to force it to it.
Yeah, no, I was like, bro, there's no way. I tried to listen to the first like 2, and I was just like, bro, this is just not fucking it. And then I told him, I was like, maybe I just got to put on some Eminem ears. I never went back though. It just doesn't intrigue me at all to hear it. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Man, if someone puts out something and it's hot, I don't care who it is.
Fair.
What's that? Blastoise? You been hearing that a lot?
I don't know what that is.
The little Blastoise song. That shit been on like all of the TikTok and all of the little dance joints they doing.
I don't even know the names of them.
Yo, if you have to hear,
I was a Pokemon guy, so I know Blastoise.
Yeah, if it's like really apparent, then I probably might not have heard.
You'll probably hear it soon.
Let's see. He had some music in all these mixtapes. He tried to take a different route, but to me, it just didn't work for him. That was about Lil Wayne. It's art, and art has no age limit. My favorite artist is Kid Cudi, Kanye, Jay-Z. Still want to hear from them.
Respect.
Well, I ain't never really cared about Kid Cudi, but all the rest of them evolved though.
Yeah.
That's the one great thing about Kanye. No album was the same. Like every album just takes his own version of a journey.
What was your favorite Kanye album?
I don't know. We probably have to revisit that. There's a couple of them. I think that I always mixed up, but I wouldn't say that those are my favorite. I'll probably start with Dark Twisted Fantasy. My Dark Twisted Fantasy. I think that is his magnum opus. I guess ain't that what they say? I do really like the first. What was Donda? That one is still amazing. Obviously, you have like the Late Registration, you got Graduation, you got College Dropout, in which I love all three of those. But to me, when like the height of Kanye and what I ended up really loving him, which was he kind of can play rapper / producer, and then like how he puts everybody together on records are amazing. And to me, I think the most focused, succinct version of that and most motivated was My Dark Twisted Fantasy, where even you think about the Good Friday sessions that led up to there, there's so many amazing songs that didn't even make the album. But then you look at the album, you could tell he made this to be a masterpiece. I think that he did it.
Yeah, no, I definitely I understand what you're saying, but for me, it would have to be like your College Dropout, Graduation, Kanye. It was that time period too. It was you know what I mean? You know how music can be like the what do they call it? It's like the the back song to your life and shit. And when you're going through certain things, like I remember listening to Good Morning in the morning in
that was
college.
Like registration.
No, that was Graduation.
Was that Graduation?
For which
Good
one?
Morning?
Good Morning. That was on. Graduation.
Which, certain
Late Registration was the second album.
It was on Graduation because I remember I was in college, like listening to Good Morning. That's my alarm. For school in the morning and shit. So that was a time where like that shit was like, you know what I mean? I have an attachment to that one a little bit different than the rest. So that's why that's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Graduation. I had trauma from that album.
What happened, bro?
We was
is that the one with the T-Pain song?
Yeah, the reason why I was pledging during that album.
Shit.
And we was getting hazed, and we was getting hazed to that album specifically. Like
that'll
different songs.
That'll do it.
Like here's
I never understood like why you would sit there and then it's called Taking Wood, Paul. Y'all need pause. Bro. A lifetime pause for Taking Wood, bro.
Are you?
I would try
talking about.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah. I don't know if this is like specific for like podcasts and internet right now.
No, I mean I do think the shit weird at this point, but I don't want to talk about it today. Another time. Like, but yeah, dang, made me lose train of thought. But Late Registration was my favorite.
Yeah, yeah, I would put Late Registration over Graduation. But yeah, to me, I just the experience of hearing
that was my Jake, the song he had with Adam Levine and everything. How did that jump go? Nothing's ever promised tomorrow.
Yeah.
From the shot, like Tennessee hard away.
Oh no, that's one of my favorite.
Love, like Robert said, that was my album.
Yeah, that's Late Registration.
That shit was cool.
And yeah, no, I like that a lot. To me, if his earlier albums, it's hard to like. I mean, College Dropout is College Dropout. It's hard to put something over there. But if I say like what I listen to the most out of his earlier albums, it would definitely be Late Registration. There's probably like 7 records out of there that I'm gonna run a lot, no matter what. If we on a long road trip or something like that, I'm gonna put that on. But it's My Dark Twisted Fantasy, like putting that on for the first time, headphones, and like it's certain songs you just remember. Like I remember the first time hearing the sample drop on what's the record he got with Rick Ross on there? Devil in a New Dress.
Was that the one Bound was on? No, that was after. That was after.
Yeah, like the Devil in a New Dress, and you know what I mean. I already you inside them college relationships at that point. You like, damn. Or Blame Game.
The fact that whole album was about on the radio. Like that whole entire album was pretty much on the radio. That was it was so many singles off of that album. When I go back, I'm like, I can agree with that. Like that was the time period.
Yeah, I love that one, boy.
Dang, that was a time period, bro. You just reminded me.
But yeah, I don't know if we got any more, but if not, we can get into some of these names.
So you guys are starting to sound old. I know I'm old here, but at least I give people a try. You guys seem like you want to stay relevant with the generation that you're not relevant with.
Like we want to stay relevant.
What does that mean?
I wonder what would have been to take that.
What we do, bro?
Who's we trying to?
What do you think? Y'all trying to be cool with the old dude? Is that what he said?
No, I think he said what you guys sound like?
No, we ain't trying to be relevant with them.
Sound old. I'm old. Yeah, I don't think that any of us. I don't really listen to. Well, I do listen to Boss Man, and Big X.
Bruh.
That might be it of the
I ain't
new
gonna front.
generation.
Memphis is who is killing it for me, bro.
Well, I do like Memphis.
These Memphis rappers in general is just like.
But I've liked them for a while.
Yeah.
Like, but to me, I don't look at Dolph as a new rapper. Like,
I say Glock. I ain't say Dolph.
Key Glock still from, like the same Paper Route Entertainment. Like, it's just southern shit. I don't really look at him.
But I went back and listened to that a lot of the Webby and Boosie,
Mm-hmm.
That was a time, bro.
It's enjoyable. That
Them
shit
just
aged
got
well,
laps, bro. If you got some subs in your car, you can definitely run that Savage Life 2, all of that shit. Run that back.
Yeah. I ain't gonna front.
Go back and run that
new stuff sound the same. It bothered me. Like a lot of new stuff. Sound the same.
I don't think it sounds the same as much as like I don't really understand it. Like QJ, like and shout out Q, like he produces a lot now. So like I've had like a version of a conversation with him where he was trying to like it's a couple different things. Like he'll tell me like how I guess like the young Charlotte rappers, they have like their own version of a sound and shit like that. Of like how they attack beats and a certain type of beats or whatever. In which because I was like, I know I was having a conversation with him. I was like, so what is this sound called? Because it's like its own distinct kind of little thing. And I was like, where did y'all get this from? Or where is it from? Who else is like these artists? But it's just a bunch of like Charlotte artists that have like this specific like version of how they attack the beat.
Do you like it?
Not really. I don't understand it. So like I just don't understand.
Yeah, you just an old nigga. I get it.
Yeah. So yeah, that I forget what made me go into this story.
Shit.
It was something about being like young shit. Yeah, like I know that for me, there's a certain level of different shit. I mean, younger music, I just don't even understand. And I don't care to try and understand it at all. Like they have their own different little thing. Like he played something today. It was like, this is a song that all the kids listen to. In which I didn't know the artist. I ain't heard the song before. He was like, they play this at the game. Bro, I don't know. I didn't even think to like save it or nothing like that. And it be its own different thing. I know, like for me, I ain't trying to chase like understanding new shit. And then I also like he was saying how none of their generation listen to Drake, Kendrick, or Cole at all.
Oh wow.
Like they don't care nothing, but they ain't really care. But I think I told y'all that. Like they ain't really care much about the beef or nothing. That's maybe 25, 27 and up type of thing of people that care about that. They don't even listen to none of these niggas. The big three is for us. These aren't the people that's moving their
who they big three gonna be?
NBA
Young boy would definitely be in it. I don't know who else would be.
Lil Baby, still listening to Young Boy?
But not really. But they do listen to Gunna though.
Gunna, that was the next one I was
about to say they still listening to Young Boy.
Yeah,
I don't be hearing no music like that no more.
Well, he in jail right now. Okay, but young boys from at least like over the past 5 years, 6 years.
His little son be with Floyd. You know, like that's his granddaddy. The one.
Oh damn, it is.
I didn't know that was what you call it.
Yeah, he be boxing and stuff. I think that's dope.
But young boy is one of the younger artists that I understood. Like I kind of get his thing on both sides, the melodic and how he approaches like different rap songs. But it's a new generation that I don't like. Boss Man D-Lo's, he's ignorant enough contemporary ignorant rap that I can understand it. And you're like, it's so dumb and ignorant, I can enjoy it. But it's some shit that I ain't.
Oh, Riz got some good takes here. He said, the new guys be mad one note, even Big X sound the same on every beat.
I said the same thing to him. I said the same thing to Q. I was like, bro, when I listened to the album, I was like, it just sounded like the same shit.
He said he
attacked it the same way every time. Even with the what was the Mr. Biggs or R. Kelly joint that he had.
I like that one. That one.
But I'm just saying, like the song is, but that's the only one that stands out of the whole album. And to me, the rest of that shit just sounds the same.
Yeah, he said
he had that one song. When I actually got on to Big X, it was this song. Where is that? Boy.
Oh yeah, you talking about Oh Boy?
Yeah, that one right there.
Was kind of like to me.
That's how I got. That was the first one I heard from. I was like, oh, I gotta listen to this. I think that's
album. Big X and somebody else.
It is,
but see, for me, Big X just does what I like him to do for when I like him to do it. I'm not trying to care. I don't care to
Just
listen
give me
to
a
like
feature,
a long
I want to hear your
Big
album.
X album. I'm not going back for like 15 records. I'm gonna listen one time, find out what I like, start those ones, and then those jumps I'm a bump. Same difference with Boss Man. Like the fun, ignorant ones that I can just ride around and just like obliviously enjoy. I'm gonna do that. The rest of them is a bunch of shit where most of it's going to sound the exact same, and I'm gonna just take what I like.
Yeah. No, I definitely. What is he? Who else he said?
He said, "Boss Man go hard." Oh
yeah. He said he decided on Boss Man on Big X. He said he decided if he liked the song by the sample choice he uses. And then he said the big three behind our gen died: XXXTentacion, Juice WRLD, and possibly Pop Smoke.
Nah, Young Boy.
I don't even.
Young Boy would
I
have
don't.
been in there.
Yeah, I don't even think they made enough music to be considered big.
X would have been. He would have.
Yeah,
been.
if he would have kept.
But I don't know about Juice WRLD. I can't necessarily say it. My dog Kodak could be, but he can't stay out of like drug issues. Yeah. Like the kids do like him when he does drop consistently, but he ain't been able to like And a nigga got talent. He's a talented whatchamacallit. He just can't stay out of drug issues and I don't know.
Yeah, TBI said Boss Man go hard though.
I gotta listen to more Boss Man.
You wouldn't like it.
I wouldn't.
You would.
Yeah.
Like
it's just pure ignorance, but it's fun. Like if you enjoy like.
But I mean, see the thing
like
depends on which car I'm driving. If I'm driving a Mustang, I might like it. If the beats do what they supposed to do, them eights do what they supposed to do, I'm gonna like it. But if I'm driving a Taurus, I ain't gonna listen to it.
If you expecting any version of like good rapping though,
no, it ain't really. Is he on beat or is he off beat like the kids?
Like he just does his like he has his own different little thing. He sound like a 19, 20, 35.
I ain't gonna front. I like
like detective. Like here's
I like the funk it up versions of Boss Man songs, bro. I don't know if you done heard them.
No, nah, I haven't.
I'm just gonna play a sample real quick, bro. These be the ones. Bro. Bro, they be killing these jokes. Okay.
Well, I guess you got to know the song to really care.
The pocket full of pink 50s, right pocket got blues in it. Grossing them packs to me. I know what to do with it. $1,000 shoes. I'm walking on a down house. Ain't running up a bag.
Damn house. I can figure that out.
But I'm Mr. Swanger though. Mr. Beat the Road. 2000 on the code.
All right, now you got to go to the real song now.
What you call it, man?
Huh?
Mr. Pot Scraper.
So you gonna be able to play the joke?
We done already got it now.
Because of this nigga right here?
Possibly. I'm gonna just guess that.
We ain't gonna play it long.
Oh, I heard this one.
Okay, if you heard it, we ain't got to play it.
I'll bet.
Yeah, this is the one where he off beat.
Who's in it? I enjoy that. She said, right. LTL, yeah. I don't know if Tone found the perfect version of that one, but yeah. Tone like
hey, them the ones I be listening to though, bro. The funk it up, bro. That's the ones.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, what Dave say?
Oh, Dave had a couple of takes too.
Dave O, what up, better?
First he said, I feel like the only way to capture an innovative sound and evolve in the music is to go completely original, making beats from scratch, no sampling, and writing brand new material.
That ain't hip hop.
Yeah, they had to go back to Missy and Timbaland in them time.
Even though that's kind of what the kids do now, because they're like the sampling laws and shit like that. They're just now starting to get back into putting samples in. So hip hop is built off of sampling, though.
Something that I've seen too that I think that's dope is like I've seen kids carrying instruments. Like I've seen that more kids playing instruments more than like that I've seen in just like the past, let's say like the last 10 years, especially in my neighborhood. Like I'm seeing a lot of kids like carrying around instruments, fucking guitar cases and all that shit. And matter of fact, I think Dave's nephew, nephew. Yeah, he plays a couple different instruments, cello and some old string instruments. That shit's dope.
Oh yeah. He said people should honestly get away from sampling and get back to original compositions. There's only like 12 notes that all of these songs have come out of.
Mhm.
I was seeing somebody else talk about that.
Why would Boss Man D-Lo look like Gerald Levert try to rap? It's the AI. That's AI. They making AI songs now.
Yeah.
I like YNW Melly's samples a lot.
Yeah, he got up out of there too, didn't he? My dog was he had a couple of them. I remember when he was coming out, he had that peanut butter jelly, something like that. I enjoyed that. And that song that he made about killing his friends and you know, putting them in the back seat.
Was that the race?
That was okay.
Was that the one?
No, that's TK.
No,
TK is the race.
Hold on, wasn't that the one
Murder on My Mind or something like that?
That's the one that they was trying to use in court, wasn't it?
I don't know where the YNW Melly case is. Like, this is during the drill era when so many niggas was getting caught up with rapping about the crimes that they had committed. So
yeah, smart guys.
All right. We moving to the memes?
Yeah, moving to the memes. All right. So any people that are new here,
I'm finna bust his ass.
We take a quick intermission between questions and we go with popular memes that we enjoyed from the week. It usually starts and is commensurated by me kicking their ass and rock.
Just doesn't happen.
Johnny not here, so I'm gonna just beat Rail this time. Got him. Out of there.
2 out of 3.
No, nigga, I
2
won.
out of 3. Johnny
I
ain't
no
here.
fucking games with you. No, I'll beat you, nigga.
You what,
This
bro?
nigga trying to get double or nothing. No, I won already. Nigga trying to trick me into a loss. No. And that see, if
you had a real confidence, if you really was that nice, you would have, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be nothing.
These are things you say to people with gambling addictions or something. They gonna want to double up. No, I won once. It's okay.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, nonetheless, I guess we could is yours gonna be more fun, or you got some topics in there? Matter of fact, well, I'll start fun. If y'all can point to who would this person be in our friend group?
Oh shit!
Go to the top left. We got one.
Let me guess, it's me already.
Hold on, let me.
Yeah.
Dang, I can't even.
While y'all here, Stone's getting this together, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe,
please.
To the YouTube. Yeah.
All right, let's do it again.
You ready?
Yep.
All right.
Hey, get you a drink, Jay. Yeah, turn up. Y'all want me to turn up with no woman around? Insanity. It's absolutely diabolical.
Hold on, is that Quest?
With no woman around, just men. Turn up. Are you crazy?
What
made you ask me some strange shit like that? Turn up with no women, just men. I ain't hanging around.
Who is that?
I can't do this shit. Are you throwing too fast? Throw it slower. Down, I got you. Damn, that's gotta be a home run. We have spent 5 full minutes hitting baseballs. My question is, when will we start hitting up some women?
I feel like it's right off because I remember somebody said
This is easy. It's good enough.
I just want to remind
y'all must don't know my boy Lone Ranger like that.
Oh shit! That's facts. Because
I'm like, I swear, I feel like I recollect him saying this.
We could be in here having the greatest time of our lives. Y'all ain't trying to go out to that club though, get around some women. Fucking 35-year-old men with girlfriends and wives. Exactly. You trying to go to the goddamn bar.
Hey,
I want to go to where I can drink comfortably, not spend a bunch of money, and talk shit with the homies sometimes. Listen, I am an advocate of like looking, seeing, and enjoying the aesthetic of a beautiful black woman. You know, sometimes going out places and just looking and being able to gaze, that's fire. But that's not like above that. I prioritize just having a good time, and as I've gotten older, more mature, gotten married, good times don't always have to involve me being around random women. They don't give a fuck about me. Yeah.
You don't give a fuck about me. Nah, facts though. It's crazy, man. Hey, I couldn't imagine being out in the streets now. You know, I've been out the streets for a long time.
Yeah.
But I definitely couldn't imagine now, bro. It seems like a bunch of wasted fucking time going on.
Depending on where you go, I'm sure the streets ain't never not been fun if you do it correctly. But it comes to a point in time
The streets ain't never not been fun.
like if it's done correct, like
if done correctly,
it can be disastrous, and you know what I mean, like that's his own thing if done incorrectly. But
how you do it correctly?
I can give you a couple pointers. Like one,
you gotta have 40 bucks.
Put a curfew on how late you're gonna be out. Two, make sure that you have an accompanied group of people with you to make sure that y'all stay safe. Three, make sure that you understand how to consume and you know what I mean, like how to act with your alcohol and shit like that. Three, make sure that you observe the proper boundaries of all the people around you and understand this is no longer 1999 or 2005. That woman might not want you just grabbing her hips and like, you know what I mean? It's a different era.
Hey, that shit was crazy. That was a time to be alive.
It was.
Hey, it's messed up. Think about it. The kids ain't even gonna get the experience that, bro.
No, I think the kids still do that. QJ said when he went to a little like birthday party that they had at a thing, and they was dancing together. It's us adults. Like the kids still kind of do a lot of the kiddie shit.
They dance like we did.
Yeah, like they feel like
dancing like we did.
I mean,
if they are this shit,
like they because they three of his friends, they came back here afterwards. So like, you know, like listen to him talk, and like they still will dare the person to go up and dance with the girl and shit like that. Like they still do all that same little thing. It ain't too much. I think it hits us a lot more. Us inside like the adult post Me Too.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
All that shit.
Shit, everything's off limits in the club. I would assume like what do niggas even go to just look at this point? Because it seems like the women that when I see women, they go as a group and they kind of dance with each other.
Well, you got to invite them into the section.
Say them youngins is
lying. So you got to buy a section.
Say them youngins is lying. You can't touch these girls because them girls want to touch other girls.
Yeah. I know they definitely be dancing with each other. That's what I see all the time on the shit.
I can only talk about like high school.
They say the same thing. They say, sometimes women being around can cause men to behave outside of themselves. And like you say, the women don't even care. They're really trying to impress each other as women, honestly.
Depending on like where they're at.
It's facts though. They trying to impress. They're not worried about us.
They don't fuck what we think.
Unless they out there trying to like, let me see how I can frame this.
There's different
or a good time. Like some like it depends on different flocks of females. Like you, and if you've been out enough, you kind of like understand the different groups.
Which friends?
There's some,
Which friends coming? Type shit. It depends on which of their friends are coming. Will depict how they're
or just like what the purpose of their going out.
Yeah, and where
they going. Sometimes they're going out to get gawked at and turned down niggas. Sometimes they're going out to get popped. Sometimes they're going out to get free drinks. Sometimes like they be having like
too fucking much. Well, how the fuck you supposed to time when the fuck?
No, they like if you observe because all these everywhere that you go, they're always there. I don't even think that this is like specific to like our generation or previous generation. I think that this is probably kind of existed for a while where they all have different agendas, and it's important to be able to just like look and see like, all right, they on that type of time. They getting the thrill out of turning niggas down. You could tell that girl over there that's like she just let that nigga pick her up and she on two hands like this getting humped on the floor. She trying to get popped tonight.
Oh
those girls that
have her, bro.
Those girls that's at that bar.
You know who I just thought about, right?
Probably somebody we know. We done been if you've been in college.
You know who I thought? No, I thought you know who I thought about. Like
I don't know.
It's only one in recent terms. who I'll be talking about, bro. No. I just don't want to say the specific of it.
Give me a hint. Like
I think I know. I feel like I know.
I recently seen one, but I don't know.
I was talking about trying to holler at Johnny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what I was thinking about. Oh yeah, for sure. There you go. Like
that's what I was thinking about.
You could tell that there was like you can observe these things really quickly, but these people always been that same way. And yeah, I think the dope, but same reason I think a lot of dudes go in with different agendas. And sometimes our agenda is usually like we still trying to like grab something, but our avenue of doing it be so different for a lot of different dudes. You see that play itself out at the club as well. Yeah. People watching at the club is so fun.
When the last time you been to the club?
Me, this would have been
like a couple years ago.
No. this was, I'm trying to think, maybe it was like summer time
of last year.
Yeah, it had been before my bachelor party, maybe like 1 or 2 months before then. So maybe like Mayish.
Where you go?
Huh?
Where you go?
Whatever that club is off WT Harris down by the mall. I don't remember the names of none of these shits. Todd and them people had a section.
Oh, okay. That's what it was. I was about to say, nigga ain't even shoot an invite. How the fuck?
No, I was, invited into the section that they paid for. I think everybody just split the section with a couple dollars or some shit like that. And then when we got in there, listen, they gonna buy some alcohol. I ain't gonna lie.
That's all about. What do you do at the club that you can't do at home? Like if you with somebody already, what is it you do?
Well, I mean, that's the problem. If you aren't with someone, then you don't have an avenue of getting someone. You have to go out.
Yeah, I'm talking about somebody who got somebody.
I think that it's way funner going to the club with somebody already.
Oh, now you got a point there. If you with your lady or something like that, but
it's so many things you don't have to worry about, and you're just there enjoying the atmosphere and the fun.
You got a point there. You got a point there. Dang. LTO said, "I'm just a white girl in the corner praying someone doesn't ask me to dance." If Johnny was here, we'd have a joke.
Hey, no, we would definitely have fun with Johnny if he was here. Pause.
Unc said Q sounding very much like Captain Save-A-Hole right now. I'm sorry, nephew, but I'm in.
What did I try and say?
I think it was when we was talking about they don't care nothing about what we think.
And then he said, what would have been the Save-A-Hole part?
He said, if you had a steady situation happening at multiple clubs that other people do, it's like that. The world has changed. Don't be Captain Save-A-Hole.
Help me understand. Like, what would he be talking about?
Yeah, I assumed it was the when we were saying that they don't care nothing about what we think, and then you was trying to kind of like you went a little bit further to elaborate on the scenario and all that. But I don't think
they don't care about.
He said just trying to justify stuff for these hoes.
But what was the justification? I just said that females be out for different reasons.
But go ahead, bro. It's on you. You're taking up all the goddamn time.
Oh, y'all niggas talking about it. Yeah, Unc sometimes you what? All right, but so let's go with the I guess big news of this week. There's a couple different things that kind of rope themselves together. We can probably use this as like a landing to let me see how I can frame it. To get into like some of the DEI conversation, some of a couple of different things where recently there was a plane crash that did happen. And there's been a couple plane crashes. There was a plane crash on early in the week too. But one that we're Charlotte-based podcast, so one that kind of does hit in what made news here was the plane crash that happened in DC between, I think it was United Airlines and a Black Hawk helicopter. Mm-hmm. And in which the crew was from Charlotte. So the flight crew was from Charlotte. So that was kind of like the basis. And it might have been like 1 or 2 people on the plane that was from Charlotte as well. But from there, like the tragic event, obviously it's in DC. So I think the president had an announcement. Oh, my bad. I'm literally monologuing. Oh, you can play cuz.
Which one? Right here? Talking about right here?
Yeah.
I'm really trying not to spread fear right now, guys, but we need to talk about some shit. For all the lives that were lost this week, may you rest in peace. To everyone that's been affected, may you find peace. But do y'all realize that we have had 4 separate aviation incidents in 5 days involving 5 aircraft in the United States? It's getting to the point, guys, where we got to ask the question, are our skies safe anymore? Just in case you guys didn't know about the other 2 incidents that I'm talking about, we're going to go over all of them. First one we're going to go over is involving the F-35 in Fairbanks, Alaska. And then there was the incident in Santa Barbara, California.
Oh, no, there is a survivor. They got it.
And then there was the incident in D.C. involving 2 aircraft. And then tonight we had the incident in Philly.
Yeah, that was like Delta, I want to say.
Like, what the
Oh,
fuck
no,
is
I
going
might not have
on?
been there.
Now, I'm going to leave one clip at the end here, but I want y'all to give me your thoughts in the comments. It just didn't sit right with me.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
I'm really trying not to spread fear right now, guys, but we need to talk about some shit. All the lives.
So nonetheless, using that as the again a launching pad to kind of talk through a couple different things. I know, so a couple. All right, we can start with like the Trump part, and we can walk through there. Where I wish I would have sent in, but I could probably find if the conversation goes long enough. Following the crash, I think that morning, maybe it was that afternoon, Trump did do a press conference about it, in which he said we don't have a lot of information, but it could be DEI. And yeah,
Trump shit, boy.
And you know what I mean? Like, so they kind of like threw that out. But then I think he did like another one later where he then kind of like listed all the different things that the United Air's company had allowed under DEI. Or like when it comes down to like people of color, people with disabilities, people with severe mental, XYZ. He kind of runs down like this entire list of like they're hiring people with that could even have this. Kind of as like a justification for what he said. But yeah, I guess you do kind of find out that, both for the pilots were white men. I haven't been able to see an identification on the air traffic controller specifically to know if there was a white, black, woman, whoever. But I guess as well, something to note that does deal with this as well before I kind of like land this version of a plane. The FAA, like the leader, I forget whatever that position is, that deals with all of these, like the air traffic control, all these things. They were fired or they stepped down, one of the two, dealing with conflicts with Elon Musk and SpaceX. And this is the person that deals with like all the aviation, like rules, regulations, X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So these are, just some points, and yeah, I'll toss it into there right now.
Yeah, on the one where the with the collision, I think they were saying that it wasn't a full crew. So they were saying that like there was supposed to be two individuals on that left side, which would have been the people that would have been able to visually see
a full crew of what?
A full crew of the
are you talking about the air traffic controllers?
The guys in the plane. So I was listening to I was watching this with Marquette yesterday over at his crib.
Talking about on the Black Hawk?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a training happening. It was like two people in there.
No, they said it's supposed to be two on each side. There was supposed to be two people, one person in the front and back on the left side, and one person on the front and back on the right side. And they were saying that they greenlit the aircraft to go, even though they didn't have the people on the other side, which would have been the reason in which he wasn't able to see on the left side.
But I thought the audio from it talked about them seeing.
From what I seen, from what I was hearing, it was like there was more than one aircraft that was close enough to be close enough to be talking about, and he just the pilot just didn't realize that the one that you need to pay attention to that was closest was the one that you ended up hitting.
Okay.
So and like I said, I was listening to some twin guys that do a show that Marquette was putting me on, and they was like going over.
Are they conservatives?
They're conservatives, yeah.
Those niggas is
yeah. He don't his wife really. Either way, going just to continue.
I know you're talking about though. They talk country and shit. They light skin.
Yeah. I mean, they twins. This was probably exactly because I didn't know of them before then.
Wow.
But yeah, it wasn't actually them talking as much as it was like actual ex-pilot dude or something, and they was like replaying the shit. But as it relates to the DEI part, I just like Sir Trump be saying shit just be unnecessary, bro. Like, what does DEI have to? And then to hint like, oh, it could be DEI hires. You know what I mean? Like, bro, for what, bro? Like for what? That's fucking unnecessary. Like I'm not like pro DEI myself. As the more and more I've fucking learned about it and kind of researched into it, I'm not really big on it. But at the same time, like this, you don't throw something out there, you know what I mean, like that just as like bait for motherfuckers to like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make sense, in my opinion.
Tone, if you hit refresh, maybe one of these two things should be it. Try the one I've recently just sent in. I'm trying to get his actual quote so that we don't just kind of like talk around.
I think they were like trying. Either way, go ahead.
You said what?
No, somebody was saying something about them trying to like land at the side. I've been see the
well, no, it was at the airport.
And I had a good take on it. I don't know what happened to it. I shared it. I don't see it anywhere, but I had a good take on this. But we figure it out. Yeah, go ahead.
Includes focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities. That is amazing. And then it says FAA says people with severe disabilities are most underrepresented segment of the workforce, and they want them in, and they want them. They can be air traffic controllers. I don't think so. I think it's just the opposite. The FAA's diversity push includes focus.
The next slide.
Are you saying this crash was somehow caused and the result of diversity hiring? And what evidence have you seen to support these claims?
It just could have been. We have a high standard. We've had a much higher standard than anybody else. And there are things where you have to go by brain power. You have to go by psychological quality. And psychological quality is a very important element of it. Certainly for an air traffic controller, we want the brightest, the smartest, the sharpest. We want somebody that's psychologically superior. And that's what we're going to have.
Mr. President, you have today blamed the diversity elements, but then told us that you weren't sure that the controllers made any mistake. You then said perhaps the helicopter pilots were the ones who made the mistake.
It's all under investigation.
I understand that. That's why I'm trying to figure out how you can come to the conclusion right now that diversity had something to do with this crash.
Because I have common sense. Okay.
See, that's the shit, man.
Unfortunately, a lot of people don't. We want brilliant people doing this. This is a major chess game at the highest level. When you have 60 planes coming in during a short period of time, and they're all coming in different directions, and you're dealing with very high level computer work and very complex computers.
Are you saying this crash was somehow
it's something about listening to that guy talk. It's just like it's almost in parody form sometimes to me. I didn't find the initial one when it first happened the day of, but the first one he kind of like he said severe psychiatric, but he listed like more of it inside like the full thing.
It might be on that second slide. You sure it's not on there?
Oh, it was another slide on there.
That's what I believe. It was another slide on there.
But
he can go FAA's to diversity push.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, nonetheless, I guess that gives some version of context. You kind of heard through how he answered some of the questions. I don't know, thoughts.
Yeah, bro.
Like, he ain't the person you want just to
he's
like.
Not the person, but the crazy part about it is I didn't see his take prior to this. I just heard that he said something about DEI. So I didn't see his take prior to this. Mm-hmm. So, but I did see like it was I had shared it too, and I can't find the link. It's gone. But it was an air traffic controller or a guy, or he was a pilot or air traffic controller one, but he's familiar with the whole industry. Mm-hmm. And he was explaining how everything worked there. Apparently, that setup has been a problem, like at least on the one that happened in Washington.
Okay.
That setup has been a problem for a minute anyway, and planes have been crashing to a degree anyway. So it's not that he's lying, but it was like it wasn't a good time to politicize it.
But it's the way that you actually present.
Yeah, like the way that you present.
But even what you just said, that still has nothing to do with
DEI. I agree. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like
the way he chose to present things was like, this was stupid. Like that wasn't the way to go about presenting. You politicized something because you was trying to get rid of DEI when you could have just doggone for one.
But it just made it like most of us aren't even like that crazy on caring about DEI.
Right.
But when you like use that as like a scapegoat when you find out, damn, all these niggas white men.
And then you don't even have all of the information to know. Like you don't just start blaming shit.
Well, the thing
how you gonna start blaming shit? Yeah, exactly.
So the other part about it is him saying DEI. Like this is actually one time period where I think as Black people we probably could just like chill out, like to a degree.
Well,
on and the reason I'm saying it is because we're listening to stuff like when they say DEI, we're automatically like. We look at this this caption right here that says Trump blames DEI for weakening FAA. Black people are seeing this. Trump blames Black people for weakening FAA. If we replace that with who is actually the beneficiaries of DEI, this ain't got nothing to do with us. Like
a little bit, and this is like I guess this gets us into a little bit more of the DEI conversation. So my thing is that this is kind of like the weird space that we're in, in my opinion, where. Like if you look at the numbers, Black people have benefited the least from DEI.
For sure.
Like it goes like white women, Hispanics, Asians. I think it's like LGBTQ veterans.
But it was disabled people before LGB. And then it was the military.
Yeah.
And Black people are all the way on the bottom.
Right. But the dog whistle that you see happens is that they use it to talk about Black people.
Yes.
And so like, even though it doesn't actually apply or anything, they use it as the scapegoat to say that even though we're not even benefiting from it, they discredit Black people by using it. So it's like this weird little game where like you're using it to blame it, even though I'm not the beneficiary of it. So like I can kind of ignore it, but then you're also playing in my face still.
So the other layer to that is a lot of this propaganda is coming. We attribute it to Trump, but it's the media that's promoting, like, or the media that's putting out these captions and the media that's saying these.
Well, I ain't even talking. And like, well, Trump just his own thing.
Yeah,
it's not.
He makes it easy to go in on
because I don't really look at the captions as much as like I'll listen to a congressman speak, or I'll listen to like you know what I mean, like different people on like both sides of the aisle have conversations, and what you'll see is how it is weaponized, especially against Black people. Even in that scenario, it wouldn't be a Black person. But when they want to get some shit off about Black people, they'll kind of like loop that thing back.
So the thing I've been looking at is they want us to be involved in in helping. Like everybody wants our help when they need the help or they want something done or whatever. And I think that's more so what they even involve in our like us in.
No, but I'm speaking not about the liberals using it. I'm talking about how the conservatives weaponize it. And I do believe, like, yes, I think on the liberal side of it, like there's a space where they try to appeal to Black people using that as well. Even though again, like most people that are informed, you understand like, it's cool, but we're not necessarily being the biggest beneficiaries for it. But you know what I mean? Like it's its own thing. But when you hear Republicans, and this is why I'm like it's kind of a double-edged sword. Because of one group is trying to include you in some shit that doesn't include you specifically at the highest rate. Like you're sixth in a line. But then the other group is using that shit to get off.
Same fucking plan. Yeah. Like, and see, that's why I agree with what Trey said on Wednesday. He was saying that like we need to do away with these things that you can say like you're giving me no benefit. Damn near it's damn near no benefit to me in comparison to the other benefactors. Then you're using it to throw me under the bus at the same time. You know what I mean? So that's another reason why, like, because if you look at the list, you can tell that you can see we're at the bottom, and then they're using it and using it to, you know what I mean, put on our back to demonize us even more. So do away with the shit. You know what I mean? If you asking me, I say, well, fuck it. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be getting like 3% of the hires, you know what I mean, and it are gonna be the people that you seemingly created the shit for. Or at least that's what, you know what I mean, was led to believe in, and you blaming it on us. Then like, fuck it, just do away with the program. I just like, honestly, I'm not a fan of it. As I continue to learn more about it, like I'm not a fan of the DEI shit. It sound good, like a lot of shit that they do, but then you already know that, you know what I mean, we kind of end up getting the shit end of the stick on the joint anyway.
And I'm personally not specifically against DEI. And I think it gets like a its own version of a weird framing. I just don't care like if it's there or not.
Yeah, but just the weaponization of it that makes it just like fuck. It ain't worth it. I think for us.
But I also think that it gets scapegoated inside like untruthful way as well, where it's all it's talking about is making sure that there's representation amongst highly qualified people in general. So like it's not like a lot of times DEI gets thrown out, even affirmative action gets thrown out as if like you're hiring unqualified people, but that's not how it works. You're hiring a diverse group of people that are all as qualified.
Right.
In which, like, if we do away with DEI, cool, whatever. I do think that there should be something put in place to make sure that it doesn't become the good old boys club again.
For sure.
And like whatever that like makes itself to be, I think that is what's necessary, because we know what America going to end up looking like, and with the people in power and the people that have power, what is going to be if we don't like put some kind of boundary there.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but like to me, it just seems like it's doing as far as, and I understand like maybe with the people who are getting the most benefit from it. I would say that you probably should want it. Like there should be a lot of white women that should want DEI because you're the people who are majorly benefiting from the program itself.
They don't know they're benefiting.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what the information needs to be out there. I was watching this video. This dude was this Hispanic dude was laughing at this white woman. She was hot because she had lost her job. But she found out she found out that she ended up losing it because she was a DEI hire and they was kind of doing away with that program. And he was like, she said everything but what she really wanted to say, which you could see it on her face, was like, but I'm not black though. I thought that was hilarious. Like,
but that's still kind of like the double side of it though, where was she unqualified, I guess? Like if you're a DEI hire, like again, on its basis, what it's supposed to mean is just that you're qualified and like this was a part of like the thing. You know what I mean? Just making sure that we have like a diverse group where it's like, you know, proper representation and it's not just all one monotonous group. If she's qualified, but you say that she's a DEI hire, but she's getting the job done and qualified, I think it's kind of fucked up to fire her though, just because of like it was under this guise of a thing.
No, I'm not. I wasn't saying that it was. I wasn't like trying to say whether it was a good or bad thing that she lost her job. But another thing that goes into it is that like it wasn't from what. And I was listening. Also, I was listening to Judge Joe Brown. He actually read they actually read the reversing the documentation for, you know what I mean, reversing the DEI program. And it was probably maybe about an hour and a half or so. And from what he was saying, it's not that you aren't necessarily equally qualified. He was saying that what they do is at first the original presentation of it was that it was just to be just to diversify qualified individuals. But when I don't remember which under which president, but I know it was a Democratic president. He was saying, based on what he was saying, is that they actually gave them a leg up as well. So you were they were incentivizing you just having them in as employees. So essentially like with military. So you know the companies get a tax break or tax cut for hiring the veterans. So right. So what I'm saying is like, if you're not only are you saying that we want you to have diversity in the organization, but we're also going to incentivize you having more of it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they're going to get a leg up over the average person. That's as long as you can fit into one of these. Well, not boxes.
The average person. You're just talking about like over white men, but white men already have the leg up though. So like if what you're saying is like they're incentivized to hire qualified people. Because of if not incentivized, they're going to keep it the good old boys club. I don't specifically see where the issue is at outside of like making sure that it's not going to like the daughter or wife of the same exact group.
What I'm saying is that initially that's what it was, but now I'm saying that you aren't necessarily as qualified. So like it was an incentive to just have. It wasn't necessarily like on paper I could have a better resume or whatever you want to call it than you, but because you are in this LGB or you are in this group and I'm able to, but they're incentivizing me to hire this person over you. So I may be more qualified, but go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I remember I know somebody that worked in diversity DEI for a couple different, like there was like a training. They did it for a couple like Fortune 500 companies, and I ran whenever we did the DEI unpack. Like I ran down a bunch of questions with her, in which that's one misnomer that like if you think about hiring practices, you probably like oh yeah, that's they say. the LGBTQ part, like that's more so like representation in the actual workforce, but nobody's getting hired because they're gay. Because even inside application and any of that, that's not something that's
being
like
asked
or front.
Right. That wasn't what I just said. That I just used. That's just one of the 7 that's above black people. So I just used that as one of. That's the only reason why I named that.
Okay, but yeah, I guess
one of the five that's above black people.
And like shout out Judge Joe Brown, in which he does kind of like spout that same it's the talking point. And if he's proving that somewhere, then I'd be like, okay, I got that. But from my understanding, it's qualified candidates, and that's another metric in which I'm not mad at. And do I think that it could be reformed and different shit like that? For sure. But I think the fact that you have to incentivize companies to hire somebody outside of white men speaks to itself as well.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it's go ahead.
I was about to say it led me to a question, but I want y'all to. I kind of got a spin-off question from what you're saying.
Okay.
Y'all want to go there now?
Oh, good.
Okay, so I was thinking, are white man the standard in America? Like still to this day? Like, is that still the case?
I don't think that they're this. I don't look at them as a standard at all.
The reason I'm asking that is because it's like
they just
what are we measuring DEI against? Like you just said, like.
But that's just so to me. It's not about them being the standard as much as like they just have the lever to actually hire you.
Yeah.
Or like these if you look at who are the managers and CEOs of like 500 companies, it's disproportionately white men. Like who are the people that are hiring people is disproportionately white men. And so like that's where it's at. Not as much as like it's the standard and we want to be like them, as much as like until if we get into a space where we own our own businesses, sure. But if we're all having to work a job and we're all trying to get, decent pay for what we're doing, these are the people that are controlling it.
Yeah, Unc said what I was thinking though. He said, if you are the one that's hiring someone, you set the standards. So white people are the standards because they are the ones that are doing the hiring.
If that's what y'all mean by standards, then
yeah, I guess mean, like, as far as DEI would go. Like and white women is benefiting from DEI. So I'm like pretty much they hit the whole list of DEI is anybody who's not a white man. So it seems that white men are the standard, but actually living in America, I don't necessarily feel that way.
Well, you got to think about that every other group other than white men were being
oppressed at some point,
right? Where they weren't being they didn't have the rights as the white men did. Like, you know what I mean? They were the guys, you know what I mean? Everybody else, all of the other groups were under their thumb at some point in the history. And so, you know what I mean? They're trying to, I guess the DEI program was to undo that, or not undo it, but to try to have more, let's say, diversity and the success of the rest of the groups other than them.
LTO said, I'm not benefiting from nothing. Where do I get some DEI?
Hey, no, shout out to her.
For sure.
And like I imagine that's his own POV and perspective. But when you look at the numbers where they break down the demographics of who is benefiting, this would be affirmative action and DEI. The biggest minority group, because they started using like that word, would be white women. And again, like I'm not on the side. Like I think that you could have gotten whatever you've had off of like your own merit and like your own,
right place, right time. It's a lot of
but then you see, look, this is another way that they keep us divided too. Like think about the way that statistic, you know what I mean? Which we ain't no way for us to say whether the shit's true or not. We just basing this on the .gov statistics.
But I haven't even seen a full diagram of percentage wise.
Right. But the only thing I'm saying is that when we throw something out there like that, there's going to be millions of people that are in the situation that they're in, and it's like, well, shit, I ain't benefiting off of whatever the fuck they talking about, and so it just makes it so that it's even more division. Because as black people, we're gonna sit here and say like we're at the bottom level of this, in which the statistics show that if you go and research it, it's there, and so we're
would be interesting to see the percentages as well.
Say it again.
I said it would also be interesting to see the percentages as well,
right?
Because I just know it's a hierarchical order, and not specifically like percentage breakdown base.
I understand what you're saying.
But I do, and that's kind of like the point that I'm making, which like a point that you made, where could it be wrong, not being distributed and done correctly? Sure. But I think what Trump and all of them kind of are doing, and it's working magnificently for them, is that like if you get all them fighting about it, then we get like our shit back, if that makes sense. Like we put the power back in our hands. But at the same time, to me, if you are doing it as like it's said to be done, our issue as Black people would be the fact that it's disproportionate to us, not the fact that like there's no use for it.
Yeah, right.
And like that's a different argument. That's like reform, in my opinion.
Reform. That was gonna say reform a minute ago. Oh yeah, LTO. Yeah, Jordan Peterson. That's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I specifically watched the Kathy Newman.
You
specifically.
I think she's talking about the wage gap.
I watch hella.
It's the thing that he went viral on. You know it.
He was pretty much disproving the wage gap. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, and I think that, man, is the terrible part about it is all this. The more and more we get all of this information that we seek, this truth that we kind of want. Oftentimes, all it does is divide us more and make it so that we put ourselves in smaller and smaller boxes away from one another. And we're just like continuously doing this shit. And it's like at some point we have to say, like, that's a part of the game that they play. This is a part of the tricking that they've been doing and that they will continue to do because we will continue to allow it to work.
And that was kind of the basis of the last Unpack that I kind of was trying to, ask questions around that general conversation in topic. And I think maybe even one of the questions was exactly that.
The allies.
The whole allies thing is are we inside the middle of a perfectly orchestrated coup of minorities in general? If you keep everybody divided, then you still kind of keep your power.
And then the smart thing is that what you do is when you'll talk about the minorities as a collective, and then you'll talk about them individually to pit them against each other. You see what I'm saying? It's so fucking smart that it's just like my thing is like even when we look at like the Trump and just the politics in general, to me they are banking on the fact that we are either misinformed or completely ignorant. That's the whole play. The whole play is that the fact that that's why you got Fox News and then you got the conservative news and then you got the liberal news. You know what I mean? And then we can just say opposite things. Though we probably know what the fuck the truth is. You know what I mean? And we'll just keep the sheeping around.
What's
you know
crazy
what I mean?
is I was talking to my chiropractor the other day, and he was saying like how he doesn't even watch the news, like, which is the same opinion I got. He doesn't watch the news anymore. Like he was saying, you get better opinion, or you get more facts from the people on social media presenting stuff, and like. But
then the water's so muddy as it relates to that as well. So like me, I
niggas
just
be hopping out the gate.
Nah,
the only type of like news I listen to is going to be NPR. I listen to NPR. And then I'll like go and read an article about a specific thing that I want to know about. And then I also I like podcasts. So like the Jordan Peterson shit, I listen to Jordan Peterson. I'll go and listen to Judge Joe Brown, but I'm not going to go and just act like I know what the fuck the answer is.
I wouldn't go listen to just anybody. I think like there's some good people who are on there. Like there are people who are actually setting up their own news networks on on YouTube. I know Russell Brand is one of them who was an actor. Y'all know him he was an actor.
I know Russell Brand.
If you've been watching what he's doing,
he was definitely anti-COVID.
Yeah, but he's actually been trying to stay. Like the one thing I do like about him is he doesn't necessarily just present his bias when he's presenting the news. He will present his bias after he presents the facts of the situation and the documents and stuff like that. I prefer that. Like, tell me the real deal of what's going on.
I just like NPR just because like you could tell there's a bit of, first off, it's listener funded. So anytime you got the money coming from the big guys and they're funding the whole shit, it's probably just fucking lies. You know what I mean? But when you talk about listener funded, and then they also have the other side is there to give you their side as well. They're not giving you an answer. They're just giving you information. You know what I mean? You can look at like on the major news networks, they'll play the snippet just to tell you what the fuck you supposed to get from the snippet they just played.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely like. I think what do they call it? Clip chimping. There you go, clip chimping. So for me, what I do, I will listen to the left and the right give their take on the thing. I will also then listen to like, you know, some of the like the debate commentaries, and from that, typically it gives me enough things to go look up, to research, to be able to form my own opinion. To where like I've heard like the extremes, I've heard them combat each other, and then I'll just, you know, go look up and figure out kind of where my opinion lies on the thing. Because usually both sides will give you some little nuggets to look at to get better context, if that makes sense.
Yeah, trying to expose the other side. They be giving reading between the lines.
Yeah, no, I love a good little debate.
Oh yeah.
A Tim Pool versus what's the little young boy? I forget his name. Like they be good little shits. And niggas like they get to call each other out and they bullshit. But yeah, nonetheless, I think that my time probably kind of ran. But it was also but we kind of said that we was having that.
We're gonna have that conversation with them. We're gonna talk a little about. Go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, and before we kind of land this, we probably could get a little bit into the immigration piece. Is that what you're about to say?
Yeah, this is what I was about to say.
Where I guess right now is an interesting time where, with the deportation thing, I'll lay out a couple things that I find interesting, and I'll kind of talk to y'all. Something that is really interesting to me is that there is shout out, I can't remember her name, so I ain't even gonna say her name. Some of them good whites, they didn't think that they was gonna get deported too. So like they deporting the Englishmen. I forget name. Yeah, they didn't talk. They didn't send Cuz back. She was a conservative commentator in which, you know, like she was all for it. They was coming for them.
Damn, I didn't know that.
The Asians getting up out of here, some of them getting up out of here. They spent like it's kind of like impacting a bunch of different people that didn't quite know.
That ain't FBAs.
Well, nah, yeah, this ain't really anything that deals with us. But I think that it has been interesting. I think you hear a bunch of different sectors kind of talking about how it has been impacting.
Yeah, it's definitely
from
impacting
like
my sector.
the people going up to the schools, the ICE coming up to the schools for the kids. Construction, you've heard like them talk about how there is a drought. Like I remember Ish on the Joe Button podcast. You know, he does building. He did like that's his main job is like he's a builder.
Yeah.
And he was like a company. He said like they have like a staff of like 30 or something like that. He said like 6 of them showed up to work.
Bro, I'm saying the same thing.
They talk same difference at Home Depot, all that shit.
Bro,
they saying like
Lowe's,
it's impacting
yes,
a lot of different things when it comes down to they trying to make sure they stay all right. I don't know. Like I said, it's been interesting just how it's kind of like impacted a bunch of different people. I think there was some Hispanics that like the Cubans, they thought that they was the good Hispanics. You know, they voted at a high clip. And now he was talking about everybody.
Like, I know he was talking. Hey, you know the funny thing? Hey, this is a great time to be FBA because he got everybody with that shit. I did not know. I did not know.
Nah, did you see Mexico? Like they don't want the migrants to come.
Oh yeah, but that's why he put that. He told him it'll be 50% by the end of the week if you don't start taking your motherfucking people back.
How are they not taking them back?
No, they were saying from. Oh, okay. Let me. And I am regurgitating some.
Are you talking about like the one with the
plane?
That's something different. Which Trump. Go ahead.
No. One thing I would say is I was regurgitating. I didn't actually research this myself. Old head senior was telling me about this, and the Trump says he said something about the plane. They said that they wasn't going to accept them back, and then he said we'll give you like the 20. At first he was at like 20%, and he said if you don't go ahead, we will make it 50 by the end of the week.
Yeah, but that was kind of like the almost like the clickbaity-ish like part of it. So, but he did do that. He did say that. All right, so I guess if we walk back,
just
this was the issue. I can't remember the country, but
trying to say gang shit. Hello,
whatever.
My dog,
Johnny P.
But so it wasn't that they weren't taking them back. He was flying them handcuffed back to the country. And he said that we're not accepting any of our people handcuffed. And I think maybe it was on like some whatever version of a flight it was on. And Trump said, nah, y'all gonna take them. And if not, I'm gonna put that tariff on you. And I forget what they levied over it to where eventually, long story less long, Trump sent them back like regular people. And like he conceded to it. But he still used that as the headline to drag. Okay. He was still trying to be the big dick, try to make it seem like I still but I actually it was a compromise. He sent them back without handcuffs. Right. And that was the only thing that they were saying, like, hey, you
why you got them handcuffs?
That was the whole little thing.
Okay. That makes sense. What I'll say, this is something that I realized, right? A lot of people voted in immigration, even on our show. Immigration was a big topic for all of us. Mm-hmm. It was actually like one of our number ones, right? For everybody that I heard talk about, and I think that we're generally more conservative. The men that generally are around us are more conservative leaning. And so what I did, what I'm being honest, like I was for the immigration policy. You know what I mean? I am for it, right? But at the same time, what me and a lot of people didn't think about was the reality of what this really looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know one thing as FBAs, and like, I ain't talking about the movement. I'm talking about the people, you know what I mean? Foundation of Black Americans. I ain't talking about the movement, more of the lineage is what I'm talking about. We are people who have come from struggle. So when we see struggle, there's a level of empathy that we have for it and sympathy that we have for it. So when you're seeing the thing, it's like, oh shit, now this is real. You know what I mean? This is real. And it doesn't look, it's not as clean as I would like it to be, though even I felt and still kind of feel like it's necessary. Mm-hmm. But and then another thing too is that not only does it look worse than what I wish it looked like, it's also going to affect us in ways that I didn't necessarily think about, right? Didn't consider all of the ways in which this thing is actually going to affect us. Okay, so like he was saying, you talk about Home Depot, Lowe's, in the construction industry, they are the dominating population. They are the dominant population in construction. So even in like an industry I'm in, the guys that we were doing the work for, or that were calling us for work, a lot of these guys, and I ain't saying that this is a fact that they in hiding, but it seemed like they in hiding because we already knew that, like, at the end of the day, you could already tell in the construction industry that you got illegal immigrant. You know what I mean? You got some illegals out there. You can already, it's apparent to everybody that's really in it. You can see it. Mm-hmm. And
if they don't speak English, are they illegal? What you think?
Hey, I heard that somebody was talking about they got locked up for speaking Spanish. Say they were citizens.
I think that's what I'm talking about right here. There's two women who was from Puerto Rico. They had to prove they was U.S. citizens.
Good. So it's not funny, but you know, we ignorant. You know what I mean? Then we ignorant.
This is also partially lighthearted chill. Sometimes we be serious, but sometimes we just joking.
And we go in and out of it.
And sometimes we jokingly serious.
Jokingly serious. That's my shit.
I do got a good little take here I want to play real quick.
Okay, go ahead, better.
Let me get this straight. Y'all gonna let Trump get all the credit for why we minding our business instead of realizing we had no allies in the first place? And y'all really want to say Kamala this. Y'all mad because Kamala not in office and not realizing you're going to do better under Trump. Okay, so he's going to keep it to just two genders. Wasn't we mad that the trans was playing in women's sports? Okay, and guess what happens when immigrants come in here and do the jobs that they say we don't want to do? No, my people have never not wanted to do the job. We fought for fair wages. And when they didn't want to pay us fair wages, they paid the immigrant. So guess what happens when all they leave and they say, well, the napkins don't want to do that job. We will. You're just going to have to pay us. So you're going to do better. When you try and add everybody to the cookout and everybody to the party, guess what happens? Your mission gets diluted. Your purpose gets misconstrued. So get all these opinions out. And yes, we will do better. Because y'all need to know that nobody likes you. And y'all need to know that you could be successful on your own. And you need to know that you should be self-sufficient. You need to know that nobody's going to save you but your people. And y'all are so sad about infiltrator that's not even black, that's Indian, from Jamaica, that was not going to do nothing for me, my people, us, nothing.
Minus the Kamala take. I don't care about it. The main thing I want to take out of it, because I don't want to go there. The main thing I wanted to take out of that was what she was saying about like how we're willing to work. but they wasn't paying us. And then they brought the immigrants over here.
But you know, the thing is that is a part of capitalism. Like, I don't think that or the H1B, like, I don't think that. So what I'll say this. I'm not in disagreement with anything she's saying, but what I will say is it's gonna hurt.
Oh, my bad.
I think it's gonna hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
The shit's gonna hurt. And at the end of the day,
well, there's certain jobs, like, how have you, my bad, let me scratch that. There's certain jobs, because I was about to say black people. There's certain jobs Americans don't want to do.
Big facts.
Especially for the wages that it pays. And this is like one of those silent but true things that, you know, there's a reason why. Matter of fact, this is a better way to put it. There's been like like counties and cities in which they have been really, really strict. Like strawberry picking and farming is like one of those things where they had been really, really strict on like no immigrants. And they kind of like, you know, put their foot down on it. And then what they found out is that for the pay and for the work, they could not fill the position at all. That's just like they literally couldn't. Like we've seen this play out.
And like, we know that though. That's not even like if you ask, you know what I mean? Just ask around. We know that. It sounds good to say the opposing side of it. That sounds good, you know what I mean? In theory, but niggas don't want to do certain jobs. And you know that. You ain't gonna do certain shit while you sitting here.
And again, talking. Like I said, like, well, you say niggas, but I'm sure, to me, I put it at like Americans in general.
Oh yeah, but that's what that's what I was meaning. Just period. American culture, we as a culture in our minds, we are above certain shit.
Facts.
It just is what it is. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? And then especially if you ain't paying. Now, if you gonna give me the Costco wage, I'll go and pick a plum or two.
No, you ain't. You still.
Hey, Costco said they got their raising to $30. Hey, I pick a plum for $30.
30, that's $60K.
I'll pick a plum for $30.
You ain't out in them fields for 40 hours a week.
Nah, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Just being honest. You know what I mean? Hey, that ain't enough.
Yeah.
That ain't enough. I'm too close. Well, damn, I ain't getting my. But yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, but yeah, nonetheless, again, like I think that if economics and capitalism didn't work the way that it works, which she says would be cool, but like it discounts like this is like something that like it's a good talk track to go in a straight line, if that makes sense. But when you start going through and like understanding how things start impacting each other, it just is it just doesn't work like that. Yeah.
And you know something that I thought about too? Is I was like, at the end of the day, when we actually sit and look at it, it's like, okay, these corporations, the individuals who let's say own the corporations, these are billionaires, oftentimes.
Okay.
And multi-billionaires, right? So the wages. So you're using the immigrants to get around what you would have to pay for an American to do it. Essentially, that's pretty much what it is. Is either you pay the American what the American would accept for the actual position that you're offering, or you're going to have to pay the immigrant, which is the reason why you're paying the immigrant, because it would cost too much to pay Americans to do the same job.
Right.
Then you look at it, it's like, how much money do these motherfuckers at the top actually need? Do you see where I'm getting at?
Okay.
How much money they actually can afford to pay
niggas
what it actually is worth to do the job.
For sure.
So it's still like that's, you know, it's a conversation on both sides. Like, no, these people, y'all are the ones creating the fucking problem.
Yeah.
And that's
we need G in here to disagree with us because we agree with each other right here. he don't believe that child labor thing. And he don't
that nigga was like, he's talking about, he said, so you'll pay the little kid $10 to cut your grass. He said, what? That's his business. Well,
it was less than 10. We were talking about like $2 or something. Oh shoot.
Nigga said, this is his business. I'm like, what
G
the fuck?
is for unregulated capitalism, and like exploitation ain't really a thing. But shout out to my dog G.
Yeah, shout out to G. Y'all do a good job, bro.
Yeah, that's the homie. But yeah, nonetheless, I don't know. Did we hit on everything? Real, let's toss it to you.
That was fun, man. That was fun. Let me see what I got in there. I ain't got no serious. We about to probably get some more laughs in here, I believe. Where we gonna start at? Oh, hold on. Now we know it's the second of Black. We in Black History Month. Right?
Okay.
Right?
Oh,
We're in Black
hold on,
History Month.
FBA History Month? That's
FBA History Month is what we going with. FBA History Month.
Okay.
My boy Q coined that one, came up with that one pre-show. That was fire.
I'm gonna put
So we
a
had
trademark. Like, never mind. I'm gonna stay away from like making these jokes.
Hey,
They're gonna be in the chat for like 17 days again, and yeah, I ain't gonna make no jokes right now. I'm just chill. I got one loaded though. After the show, it's coming.
So I got a clip of the companies that have chosen to keep the DEI programs around, these corporations.
Okay.
This is going to be the celebration right there.
I think I've seen this.
Yeah, these are the ones that's keeping it. You see the retarded. Damn. Let me see where I'm gonna go from. Okay, go up. It says he turned the battle into a roast. This one's actually pretty good. There you go.
Built like a clementine, so big if I kill him, consider it genocide. Put the knife, the spoon, buckle up, that's way too obvious. But since you like Tay-Rock, let's talk about your body, bitch. Lil Rascals, 3 niggas stacking body, bitch. So much fat around your knuckles, you can't crack a body, bitch. You thought I ain't a big enough sheet to wrap your body, bitch. You absorb the energy after I slap your body, bitch. 400 pounds without the muscle, linebacker body, bitch. You was a book, you would have had 1,000 chapters, body, bitch. Pull out a plate during your verse, you distracted, body, bitch. How you active? You ain't even got an active body, bitch.
How you active? You ain't even got an active
body, bitch. Told you get in shape, you said round is a shape body, bitch.
Told you get in shape, you said round is a shape body, bitch.
Friendsgiving, you was feeding for a plate body, bitch. Man, the battle is when first you had the weight body, bitch. We feel you before you walk into the place body, bitch. Vibrations you make feel like 808s body, bitch. Crater in the bed in the spot that you lay body, bitch. You want a belt that can't fit around your waist body, bitch. Built like a clementine.
Okay, not like that. If is that you?
That was me.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm about to say, if you're familiar with battle rap, you kind of like you'll get that even more. Where Tay-Rock, he has a viral, infamous clip of him using that, like the body bitch thing with the big John, and so he kind of ran that down on the beat. This is all that's also a throwback to like a different time where niggas used to battle rap on the beat. Also, like now it's kind of like spoken word, acapella, aggressive talk. Where I don't know if we this is a Charlotte-based podcast. Pine 98, they used to have the was it like Friday night freestyles or something like that. Where you had to get your shit off on the beat. But or 106 in Park. Shout out Dev. I had a homie that made it to the Hall of Fame from Central.
Oh, damn,
shout out Dev. It's crazy. He was at Central and they was driving up to New York every week. Damn. Just to do it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was fire.
Hopefully it bear fruit. Because that's a lot. That's a lot.
Well, like I don't think he rapped no more, but that was like 15 years ago. It did well for like what he was doing at the time. Like it was fun. Like it was a whole thing. We would be inside the caf, everybody looking at the TV screen, like
I know that was cool.
Yeah.
Let me run a couple. You see mine quick. I'm getting in and out. Let me show. This is Johnny right now. Go down. Right above the last one. Oh, Johnny sitting at the crib right now eating a plate with a
That's funny.
Who that's for?
Both of us, bro.
Jeez.
P. Diddy party over there.
That's wild. I feel like I'd be sick if I ate that much meat.
That much meat. I'm not interested in eating that much meat, bro.
Texas barbecue.
Goodness gracious.
Look at him, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Texas barbecue. Yeah, I see you, boy.
Like, what you plan on doing with that, though?
Yeah, you gonna have a ball with that, though.
That was for Johnny, bro. out there with the super glizzy. Old head senior too. This nigga stay getting the glizzy. We be at work.
So Johnny, if you don't say nothing back to room.
Now do we go? Oh, let's put this up here too. Go up, scroll up to the 19-year-old Georgia healthcare worker. Right there. The shit I be talking about.
Come bleed with me. Don't have your hair red. You heard what Gucci said. Been around, baby.
What the fuck are we doing, bro?
What the hell is this?
What the fuck are we doing, bro?
Okay, TikTok. Right now, it's a video that's going viral of me. The
I ain't even see this part. Oh, with
that's dancing on top of her patient's head. It's not what it is. Trust and believe. All I gotta say for now is angles play a big part, but we're gonna get into that another time. Okay. A lot of people in the comments talking about sexual side.
So she's trying to disprove what the fuck we just seen with our own eyes.
I don't know. Let me hear finish it up.
That was it. It was just repeating.
Oh, it was repeating.
No, was it?
Yeah, it was.
No, I don't think it was.
Rape, just all type of dumb shit.
No, was it?
Non-verbal. Trust and believe. He's verbal, and if he's not verbal to his kins, then I don't know what's going on over there. But around here, he be verbal, and I got proof. What you say?
I'll give him a hug.
You want to get a hug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What difference it make? You still deserve to lose your fucking job.
He looks very aware and comfortable to me, so y'all need to stop jumping to conclusions. Even though, yeah, I do see how he look, but trust me, it's not that. Enough is enough. Stay tuned. Okay.
Who gives a shit what you talking about? Either way, she don't deserve her damn job.
Me personally.
I challenge you to bet on yourself.
No.
Me
Me personally, I was looking at the video and I was thinking, if I was disabled and I was
he probably fucking with it. But
as long as it wasn't stank, I might have been enjoying myself.
But the people that's employing you
right now? Oh, you said
they're like, yeah, go ahead and dance on my head. If I was disabled.
yeah, no, that'd have been cool if I was bruh. But at the end of the day, you still lost your damn job regardless. Like,
oh man,
I thought you was about to go to a tag photo of Rail dancing on somebody disabled.
Oh nah, bro.
Tone was taking us on the journey. Y'all couldn't see this backstage, but
why the fuck would you think that though, bro?
Why was he going to your tag photos? I don't know, nigga. Hey, hold on. I said, what's Tone about to pull out?
Okay, he definitely that ain't in there. Whatever the fuck, that definitely ain't in there.
You dropped to his page, then you went to the tags. I say it's about to go down. But I guess my take on it would be, I'm sure that there's like multiple different versions of violations. I think the issue there is that why are you hiring a 19-year-old to be, caretaking for disabled people, I guess you would say. I just don't think that she should be qualified. And if she is qualified, the what would you say, like the standard for it is probably too low.
It's a DEI hire.
Oh, okay.
Oh man. You got anything else?
I'm gonna end it off on Karen real quick because she just got down. I don't know what the fuck she was on.
Got you. What up, fat boy?
What up? Go up.
And I ain't gonna lie. As you find it, I ain't gonna lie. Like Memphis nigga, a lot of Memphis niggas sound alike. When I tell you, I seen a clip on what is it, Anton Daniels, and it's this dude. I think his name like 2K or something like that. And when I tell you, I had to like look at the video to make sure that wasn't Fat Boy getting some shit off. I say, God damn, these Memphis niggas, that accent is strong, boy. But yeah, now shout out to Fat Boy. That's the homie.
Yeah, run Karen real quick, and then we're gonna go into.
Like to beat me up? Do you want me to die? Do you want to fuck me? What do you want?
Whoa!
What you push me? You do this to me. What kind of a man are you? What are you? Like to beat me up? Do you want me to?
What did she say though? You like to beat me up? You like what'd she say?
She said, "Do you want to beat me up? Do you want to see me dead? Do you want to fuck me?"
What kind of man are you?
Hey, what the fuck do you do if that like you accidentally bump into that lady and then she do that? What you do?
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
If like I don't know, I probably like just kind of like chill like this.
Just wear it.
Just like I don't think that there's like a way to get out of that deals with reacting.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like you can't like if no matter
of fact, shit bro did.
At most, if I didn't know her, I'd be like, hey, everybody, I don't know this lady. I'm just here for my flight. You can check our tickets. We got 2 different flights. I don't know this lady. And then that's it. But I ain't about to yell at you. I ain't about to do anything that's going to contribute to the circus.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's what Ted, shout out to Trey and Johnny.
Yeah.
Y'all boys, hey, it can get dark out here. I told them niggas they need a body cam.
Who needed body cam?
Trey and Johnny.
For what?
Yeah.
Oh, because they be messing with the Cajuns.
Yeah, hey, you got to make sure. I done heard the motherfucker. I was watching this video. This lady was like, she was looking over into his phone while he was on his phone doing something, and she was like, stop. He was like, won't you stop looking at my phone? And he like was loud at it. She was like, if I hit you, would you call the police?
And
then she was
Cajun?
Like, yeah, she was a black dude in there with a Caucasian woman. And she was like, if I hit you, would you call the police? And then she was like, who you think they'll believe, me or you?
Oh, she dragging.
I was like, oh yeah, see, that's the type shit.
She dragging.
Just the fact that you you say that shit to me, I'll never see you again.
This would be irritating. Like the guys that deal, Johnny actually don't do this, but shout out to the homie Trey. Like the guys that deal inside that specific space act like these motherfuckers ain't as much, if not more, conniving and like evil when it comes to like how they maneuver in their tactics as women.
Get hot
in comparison to like, you know what I mean, black women or some shit like that. Like those are like some of the ones you gotta like worry about the most. Like that shit right there, that power play right there is crazy.
Should be
and pretending like they're all just raised to be what? Like this? Like what the fuck are we talking about?
First off, to me, it's an American thing. First,
I agree
Americans are fucked up. We fucked up, bro.
Yeah, you don't put that on just like black women and shit like that. It's just like the whole manosphere and red pill is built off of modern women. The American women. Like if you got an issue with that, cool. I think, hey, run that down. We can agree or disagree. But I ain't gonna like all of them fucked up. If that's like what you like, if your rubric for what's fucked up is like that, they all have that in them.
Yeah, I think. If you're talking about they're far off, if they're still off,
or like just
and they'll yell and cuss. It's just about the same. You know what I mean? It's I ain't gonna say I ain't never really like had that experience with a white woman before, as Johnny say, white. But yeah, I ain't really too much been in it. You know what I mean? All of the abuse shit. I ain't really had that experience. So I can't really speak on one side or the other. But I think American, it's a level of American entitlement that women in America have.
Yes.
That it just is what it is. They'll fire off on your ass for sure. So, and I'm done.
All right.
All right, Tone, talk to us.
All right. Let's see where I want to start at. We'll start with these real quick.
Court made as a whole.
You gotta make sure they can see it.
Yeah, I got you.
Court finds sufficient allegations to support the charges.
All the YNs around the world.
This moment is tough to watch, but it was something that Zaquavius Dawkins' family says they needed to be here for. Simpson accused of killing Dawkins Sunday night along Chester Street. Simpson accused with attempted first degree murder involving another victim. Dawkins' family says he was going to get medical supplies for his mother when he was killed. After Wednesday's court appearance, things were still raw for Dawkins' family.
It's affected everybody, even the neighborhood. Court made.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That shit, you just pulled that one out of nowhere.
It was kind of out of nowhere, but for the order of conversation, that was the best way to go. Yeah, that was a tough one. Like, but that's happening now, so it's like, that's the conversation to have. Like these kids got to understand, because it's like they done grew up in a time period. Like really, when you look at how they didn't grew up, it's kind of like it's our faults. The adults that came before us, all of us, it's our faults with how we've allowed this thing to go on. But yeah, they locking 16-year-olds up for life now, or giving them sentences. They getting longer sentences now. Like,
hey, murder is murder.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. You want to hit a couple of comments?
Yeah, let's
I think that we but keep going though. But yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything. Let's see.
I know Fat Boy, he commented about the black women thing.
Oh yeah, that last one right there.
I'm trying to see which one you're looking at. Like black women are the only ones that convince themselves in large numbers that they don't need men.
Yeah, he had one above that too. They kind of led into that.
I think that they specify black women in that because even though they all fucked up, those other women know how to go back to their men.
I don't know. Like I said, but that's something that we have to be honest about. Like maybe Johnny or maybe Trey have a better, see on both sides. Like I'm just not around enough white women or white men to be able to tell what they do in their relationships.
Actually,
I'm just not around it enough to be able to know.
They don't have like a like this crazy better divorce rate. They don't have like this. I don't know. Like to me, most of the tropes that they put on, or not even most, I say some, if not a lot of the tropes they put on black women exist with white women. A lot, like feminism. Like that's a white woman thing first.
Yeah.
So
and they've been exercising that bitch before black women for sure.
This is relevant.
Happy wife, happy life. That's a white people saying first.
Yeah, even the not working, somebody paying 100%, the whole 50,
that's a white people thing.
That's their debate.
Yeah.
This is relevant, I think.
Look what this little girl sent my son.
Answer this motherfucking phone call, blow your motherfucking brains out with this motherfucking gun. And right now, if you don't motherfucking help me and listen to what the fuck I say, I'm gonna blow your motherfucking brains out with that fucking gun. You see that motherfucking gun? Give it here, Chloe. Give it here. See that motherfucking gun behind you? Give the fuck here. I'm finna show your ass up. I'm finna show your ass up. You wanna hear this? You wanna hear this? You wanna hear this? You wanna hear this? Yeah. Yeah, you wanna hear this? Yeah, you want to hear this? Yeah, you want to hear shit else? Yeah, you want to see? Yeah, you want to see some else? Yeah. Stop fucking playing with me. Why you not answer the fucking phone?
Yeah.
I get that, like
let us know why he wanted us to look at this.
Because what's happening is you do have this going on within our community where a lot of these little girls are seeing that.
Oh, that was a little girl?
That was a little girl that was talking to his son that left a message for his son.
No, I thought it was the other way. What did the caption say?
Look what this little girl sent my son.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
Okay.
Answer this motherfucking phone call, blow your motherfucking brains out with
Now,
this
who she learned that from?
Quickly.
But that's more so what I was gonna say is that I think that kid is inside a really bad scenario situation.
Parenting wise.
And like what they see on a day-to-day basis has to be like something really, really crazy.
So the thing about it is, even if it's not necessarily her parent that she has to be seeing this from. It can be an auntie, it can be a cousin, it can be somebody at the school. The stuff she was saying, I've heard this language before from women that like just around. I don't know her mama, but I've heard that language from women before. Like that's crazy.
But I don't know if this is a but or like going into what you're saying. That kid has seen that consistently inside their environment.
Mm-hmm.
And like I wouldn't put it at school because of like specifically to like even like the whole gun thing, and like to me I would say it has to be somebody. I'm putting it on parents. I think that it's because of how like you could just tell that that's something that they're immersed in, and this is like the talk track that they've heard a lot, in which like they can easily reciprocate and recite that, and this is how they've learned to deal with specific situations, and it's been normalized to where this is what I should be doing. And yeah, to me, it has to be like an environment parent thing where they've seen this level of aggression, whether it's through like the male or the female, that they've normalized it as this is how you converse. And yeah, I think that it's just a sad, really sad, unfortunate situation.
Yeah, that's a fucking shame.
Yeah,
that's a fucking shame. Honestly, I ain't the type person that even like that's extreme. That right there is very extreme. I ain't even the type person if I see these little videos, people think they cute with their kids cussing. Mm-hmm. I scroll right past it. I'm the type, I don't even want you to get a view count from me looking at it because it's so beneath, you know what I mean, who we are. Like,
but if you ask the teachers, they listen to these children talk like this in school. Teachers keep saying it, that these children be talking like this in school.
And I ain't gonna say act like we didn't curse. We cursed, but we wasn't talking like this though. You could find that,
yeah.
But that's gonna be some more, and it's just a lot more hood shit that comes with. In order for your kids to be talking like that, that's beyond just being in poverty. No, y'all have a living situation that is toxic. Very toxic. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Like
I'll use that word.
Not speaking or talking like that.
Hell
I mean,
no.
like, yeah, like I've worked at Title I schools with kindergartners. For a time I did it was K through 5, so I had a kindergarten group. And again, if Title I just means that low income. And the people that aren't doing the best, I was a tutor inside there, so I was grabbing like the kids of the kids. Which I mean, truthfully, like most, like they good kids in general. And like they're not specifically talking like that. There are some that do have like a version of learned helplessness, if you understand what I mean, and you see that for sure. But I think the outliers are the ones that act like that. And me, like working and like whether it's like I did after school for some time, I've taught with like the elementary and middle schoolers. Like those are more outliers. And like every single time, like I've always worked with the same demographic, if that makes sense. Like it's all at-risk youth or Title I. Those are more so the outliers, but that extreme is like a hyper out. Like there's some, there's some kids that like you could tell like they just want to kind of like feed into like the cool shit that they believe that is.
Exactly.
But it don't really go that far. There are like these ones and twos that do go that far. And there's a lot of well, I'll just say like those are its own things. Other times that I have seen this typically deals with like having opposition to defiance disorder, in which this is also within black and white kids. Some of the worst ones I've seen is like the poor whites, and I mean like to me like they need a diagnosis, but they just want to buck the system every single time. It was a brother sister. It was two boys and a girl, white kids that no matter what they was going, no matter what teacher you put them in there with. They was leaving out that room kicking and screaming and cussing within like, 40 minutes or some shit like that.
Oh shit.
But I think that it was just a matter of a diagnosis more than anything. But that's my spiel,
Yeah. Unc said if you look at society, even the music, the new thugs are the women. The women are more ratchet than the dudes are. And
I don't know no women killing nigga music. They thoughts maybe. But they ain't
the women they kiss their bodies differently now than I'm talking about just in real life. In real life, you're seeing like female on female violence is going up. That like
female on female.
I'm talking about like actually like killing and shit. Like they ain't playing with it.
They shooting dudes.
They shooting dudes too. Yeah, I mean at the end of the day, you can tell like you.
I don't know.
If you ride down the street and you did key Glock and all kind of shit, they in there bumping that
mean
shit.
That they about to kick.
No, I don't think that's what. But what I'm saying is, you can tell that there's a shift from where we were or where they were to where they are now. They are more aggressive, and you can tell they're listening to more aggressive music. They're watching a lot more of the powers and everybody is getting is getting more of the aggressive side of things. There's no love music that niggas is really listening to. So you can't act like it makes sense. They are much more aggressive. At the stoplight, Shaquita will cuss your motherfucking ass out. But she might get out the goddamn car thinking she can whoop you.
She ain't just now doing it.
But it's at a different. What I'm saying is that it's at a different clip now. You was finding
you have to give like a measurable thing.
You was simply finding that shit in the hood. Like you would find in the hood, you might find goddamn Quee that'll pop off and act like she want to fight. That shit is you finding that shit in all socioeconomic ranges, damn near. It's maybe not all the way at the top, but the middle class black woman will still cuss your motherfucking ass out at the stoplight. Get out if you piss off good enough, get out the car, act like she can whoop you.
Aunt say, I speak to fathers who have daughters. I'm not lying. Their daughters are the most thuggish, ratchet women you have ever seen. They don't give a F and will set you up like it's nothing and laugh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm in the hood every day. I see it every day. I had no reason.
Right. But like even the point that you just like women setting up dudes ain't a new play. Like,
but what I'm saying is that
like, it's from like the tenders and shit like that to like before then. And this is not even a black, like the Hispanic women would do the same shit. Like these are plays that been existing.
only point that I'm making is that the women of today are more aggressive than the women of yesteryear. Okay. That was the point of what was being said.
Yeah, I'm
thinking
about how the children gonna grow up.
Killing people and shit.
I'm thinking about
just more aggressive. I mean, the extreme of more aggressive is they're going to be killing more. If they're more aggressive, then they're probably going to be killing more because they're more aggressive.
People at a higher rate today.
A higher rate than previous.
Right.
Go ahead. Yeah. I mean, you can look it up.
Okay. That'd be the only, because I don't have the information, so it's hard for me to argue.
You trying to read the comment?
Oh, talking about Q, stop being Captain Save a Ho. All right, again, read
them up, fuck it, get him.
Okay, he said Q, stop being Captain Save a Ho. Real shit is real shit. Get with your woman. Get with a woman that came from an area you grew up with. Your woman is not from where you're from. No lie, being honest.
What? Again, so now this is where you become like talking out your ass almost. Like I don't even know if you know where, like, all right, again, but let me see if we can like circle back into like save a hoe. What am I saving right here? Like saying the word like Captain Save a Hoe sounds good. What hoe am I trying to save right here?
You caping for him, bro.
Caping for
let him wear the L, bro.
Well,
that's what he said. Let him wear the L.
And that sounds cool, but to me, only thing that I'm pointing out is that, hey, and listen, I guarantee you this. Like, if we want to go into the Captain Save a Hoe shit, if I look up the stats, I'm willing to bet money that black crime in the community was higher in the 90s. Higher in the 2000s. I guarantee you that because the murder rate, the homicide rate, the crime rate is down in general.
Right.
So if I'm pointing out the fact that it's not actually this thing and that's Captain Save a Hoe, again, like what are we talking about? Like, just because I don't want to dog pile on black women because of every other nigga want to, that's not Captain Save a Hoe. I'm just basing it off what stats actually say. There is a big difference in that.
He said you trying to make it like every woman does great things. I have 5.
I'd never say that. Why would I ever say that? I don't think that every black woman does great things. I just say, like, what are we comparing it to? There's a big difference there. Like, I'm only comparing, like, if you're saying they're doing worse now, then show me what worse means. So then stats would show homicides will be up, XYZ will be up. If it's provable, just prove it to me. Yeah. Then I'll turn my.
He ain't live right now. You know, I'm just reading the messages.
Oh no, for sure.
He pissed him off, and then I just went ahead and emptied him up a little bit more.
I'm just reading the messages. I'm not.
It's fun. I'm cool. But my thing is just that, like, to defend somebody just off of like if you're saving people by just saying what actually exists. Like, I'm not here to peddle lies.
I think he's saying you don't live in the world where you're not seeing this stuff because your world ain't like that, but this is going on.
But why would I ever make that, like, the argument that it's not going on? But if we're saying more than previous, then like that's the comparison point. Like, if we're saying they're doing this more than previous,
I wonder how often they decide to update their like statistics as it relates to different things. Okay. Most of the statistics are still talking about 2020. When you sit and try to figure out like the actual stats for like crime and like for all these different things, they're not like. I wonder how often do they actually make these?
The FBI thing? Like, there's certain ones it's like yearly, maybe.
They go to FBI. This should say 2019.
It might be a version of like I guess searching that you have to do and just digging. But yeah, I mean, again, if y'all can find black female homicide rates going up, then okay, I agree with you.
That's all 2022.
My Shan said, I agree with you. You cannot make every woman be the same.
Well, we ain't talking about every woman, man. We just talking about
the majority, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
we just talking about the rates. It's not even like a majority or minority. We already know that women commit crimes at much lesser clip than men. Black men commit crimes at like 79%. Black women is violent crimes at like 16-something%. We already know that that's true.
Right, and what I'm saying is like if we're saying it's trending, that's just speaking to like that group, like the majority.
Right, we're just saying that, and this is just, of course, I haven't looked at the statistics. I was just trying to find it just now. But based on what on my opinion, I would say that of course the overall rates are decreasing. When you talk about we're on the back, but on the back crack, the crack area, you're going to have the highest rates you probably had in the black community in history. It's going to be during that time. But then, of course, that's the reason why we're coming down is because that's not the thing like it is. So it makes sense that crime is coming down because of the fact that the drug game ain't what it was in its heights. So that just makes fucking sense. But but I'd also say that, like, seemingly to me, and this is just anecdotal. I'm in the hood. Unc say he in the hood. I'm in the hood every day. I see how the motherfucking in traffic. You can just see how much quicker they are to aggression. To me, the quickness to aggression would mean that they're probably more apt to put hands on a motherfucker, which to me would mean that they're probably more apt to have more violent crime in their demographic than they were previously, because they seem to be more aggressive,
right? But that's
previously. So I'm making that. This is where my assumption. My assumption is coming from. I haven't looked at the statistics, so I understand what you're saying.
And my thing is, like, again, what we're speaking now is that, like, our anecdotal experience points out, it paints our worldview. But to me, where this is where it's easier, and this is why I asked you. So, what are you judging that by? And then I ask you, are we going it's like crime? Because then I can measure that. So then, like, it could take away my anecdotal experience to then be like, okay, I can see that. Like, if we're talking about if women are more aggressive or something like that, I mean, like, that's a nuance that which, like, who, like, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Like, I think that's a fun topic to debate.
Do you
but
feel
we
like,
can look up like crime?
Do you think that if because I can't get the do you think that it would be fair to use like a population of imprisonment? Like, if we could see that the female black women are being imprisoned more, would you think that would be? Would you consider that sufficient evidence to say that
they're being more aggressive? All right,
I'm just asking so you can just give me a lesson. I already know that it doesn't exactly mean that, because it could be theft or rob. You know what I mean? It could be something else. But that's why I asked that.
That's what I was going to say. I think that.
So you would you
could look that up, and I think that in itself could lend to, like, the other part of the argument where you're saying, like, they're more aggressive per se. But I asked specifically, like y'all had said something about, like, killing and murder, and I was like, I don't think that that's true. But yeah.
Okay. I didn't even want to get stuck on that because I got some.
Hold on, but scroll up.
Doge is cutting
something really quickly. Just a little bit. Yeah, that you never speak. So again, it's not about. Go ahead. You can read it. And then
you never speak on what don't go on directly around you. Your comments always are just about what goes on around you. Stop being. I don't know. Stop being. Yeah.
Won't smoke.
Yeah. But see, again, the funny thing is that I'm not talking about what goes on around me. Y'all are using anecdotal evidence. You just used an anecdote talking about, like, the hood females in the hood. That's called an anecdote, in which that's what you're using. So I'm only appealing to a stat. If you can show me a stat, this has nothing to do with what's around me. I'm not speaking from my own personal POV at all. That's all.
Okay.
Real or my bad, Tone. My bad. We derailed a little.
Doge is
shout out to the chat. Shout out.
Oh yeah. So this is some of the, so this clip right here is like some of the programs that got cut with Doge this week, or that Doge cut this week.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and give pre-warning here. Some of this gonna sound fake, but this stuff is real.
Okay.
This was real programs that we was paying for as American citizens.
Doge is cutting so many important programs for the American people. And if you are on this program, I am so sorry. I was wrong about Trump. Here are the 10 programs evil Donald Trump is cutting. For starters, I'm not an expert, but National Bubble Wrap Stress Relief Program, $1.4 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Bureau of Mailbox Feng Shui, $900,000 a year. Federal Balloon Animal Training Academy, $2.3 million a year annually to train clowns how to fold balloons. National Pretzel Twisting Initiative, $600,000 a year. Tells you how to untwist a pretzel. Then we got the Department of Sock Pairing, $1.8 million a year. The Federal High Five Coordination Bureau, $1.2 million a year, annually coordinating high fives between human beings. And number 7, National Ice Cream Structural Integrity Lab, actual ice cream cone. That was $700,000 a year to make sure that they're not leaking ice cream. The Office of Puddle Depth Measurement, $3 million a year annually, measuring potholes that have water in them, even though they don't fix them. Number 9, Bureau of Alarm Clock Testing, making sure that your alarms are going to wake you up. That's $1.5 million a year. And 10, Federal Glitter Cleanup Task Force, $2 million a year. But to top it off,
50 million taxpayer dollars that went out the door to fund condoms in Gaza. That is a preposterous waste of taxpayer money.
Doge is cutting so many important.
Gaza should have plenty of condoms, though.
So I guess this goes into two separate things. And which I like, if all those was, you got to X him, get him up out of there. I don't know if if y'all have been checking out.
Let me can I fact check this real quick?
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna fact check us. Me and Unc was wrong. This is in 2022, 64 black women were incarcerated per 100,000 people compared to 40 white women. And the incarceration rate for black women has decreased since 2000, but the rate for white women has increased. So I'll just leave it there. I think that was enough to clarify where we were.
Just saving a hole. I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen.
And where white women get it from? Black women.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the gynocracy. Fuck it.
But and again, like, I can only give a POV, but if you would have just said the opposite of that, I would have to concede, because I'm only basing my POV off with whatever the stats or the trends of the stats would be saying.
Yeah. Oh, I could have just not even said. I could have just went on with the show and act like I did. You know what I mean? Yeah. I could have done that very easily. But I like to stand on when I like to. Fuck, niggas be that shit's whack to me. Admit when you wrong, bro. It's okay, bro. We human.
You said you still saving hoes. Oh, but all right,
white, black, or whatever.
But so the point of what you were saying, Doge. So, but what has came out, and again, like I said, like everything he said, like, get rid of that shit. That is government waste.
Yeah, the crazy part that's been going on though. That's disgusting, bro.
Yeah,
like.
But what I will say is that I don't know if y'all been peeping Vivek over this week. He's been doing
I peeped the Breakfast Club. I seen the Breakfast Club interview.
Okay,
that was the only one that I seen.
And so there is that interesting, like he's kind of I seen him on Flagrant. I haven't watched the Breakfast Club one. There's an interesting thing that's happening in Doge that like we're going to kind of end up having to see what happens, in which even he's kind of like distancing himself and like.
Yeah, I guess he's running for governor, right?
Well, he's running from governor, but really, like the Doge and the government efficiency thing, him and Elon have they have a disagreement, and his thing was like going through it inside like a congressional bureaucratic way to eliminate these programs and like reform a bunch of different things, and Elon is improving efficiency through tech and like this tech route. And like what he would say was like, well, if anybody was to do this, it'd be Elon, but that's not my way. And we had a disagreement in which we had a conversation in which it ends with like us agreeing that the best way for me to impact what I want to do would be through going through the government and running for political office, getting accepted. But the main thing to me, there is the way Elon wants to run shit is going to be a very interesting thing. And even two people with the department was created off of their idea of like the whole, what did they call it? The swamp.
Drain the swamp.
I forget what they use a certain framing of what they are, but they have a big like there's an ideological disagreement to where whether you want to say he got kicked out. That's what a lot of people are saying. Or like he left willingly.
They were saying it's based off of also the comment that he made, the whole the American
a little bit, but you do have to understand Elon made pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
and he ain't backed down off it at all.
Yeah,
he pretty much went to war with the MAGA off the shit. He said, I'm gonna take your money from you, you're gonna get no check for you. Like
that shit's crazy.
He doubled down on it. I
ain't a fan of Elon at this point. Like And I was tailoring off of
was a scary thing.
Yeah, I was tailoring off of him. At first, I was cool. You know what I mean? When he was just in tech, like just doing that part. But then, as I seen how he felt about with his son situation and the woke mind virus and how he was starting to go, I can tell like you feel away, bro. You literally have something in your heart right now.
Yeah, my thing is that we've seen him a lot of get empowered and use the power in a way that he demonized. Like you can't,
with Twitter or X. Or
like he does the thing that he was complaining about them doing. And a shout out. Maybe we can get to this question at some point in time, or where like certain things that have changed your POV. It was a great J. Cole line in which he say, "See what power does to man." And inside that verse, he kind of talks about how it's this cycle of not revolution, or you could use like the word revolution. in which the downtrodden complain about the people in power until they get into the place of power and do the exact same thing that the people in power was doing to the downtrodden. And it's his own vicious cycle. And sometimes, you know, I think his cure was like cure yourself or like see yourself inside, whatever. But nonetheless, I look at that as Elon. Even when you come to like free speech, you're all for free speech until you don't like it.
Until people speaking against what you want to hear them
and
say.
Taking all that shit.
Motherfucker.
Or like, truthfully, if you're for free speech, you have to allow all the trans, gay, all that talk. You can't
all of the opposing opinions.
And that's
yeah, it needs to be so hypocritical. And I think that not even at that level, just in general, we just, you know what I mean? We just so hypocritical.
All right. So we had a crossroads here. We got 20 minutes left. I do have
I ain't even
I do have a topic that was good here, but we like I know y'all want to get to a question or the other question, so it's up to y'all what we do.
What you want to do?
I'm cool either way. I think we're having a good conversation. If you want, did you want to get your shit off with the question?
Oh, which one?
What was your
which
question?
one do you want to do? I got what did I have? I had whether you struggle the most with pride or ego as a man. I had what else I had on here?
Hey, chat, talk to us if y'all want to hear one of these.
Mine is the assassination of the black male intellectual.
I like that. I got my MXs on today, bro. Go ahead.
I had what else was it? Fuck. Does presentation matter anymore? Or is presentation as important as it was in the past?
Let's say that for next week. Our episode for next week is it time to stop saving hoes?
Black ones and white ones.
All of them. If you are you attached to any of them?
I don't.
All right. If not, I like Tone's black intellectuals.
Okay. I'm just gonna show the meme and we'll go to the conversation from there.
Okay.
Images are powerful. When I was coming up, Dwayne Wayne and Steve Urkel represented the black male intellectual. Both were brilliant, but only one of them was considered cool. A Different World first came on in 1987, the year that I was born, and Family Matters followed in 1989. Dwayne was a character that I and other young black men could admire. Dwayne was proud and smart, and he attended an HBCU. He eventually married the woman of his dreams. Now, Steve Urkel was a different story. Steve was absolutely brilliant, but who wanted to be like Steve? Steve was clumsy, had big, thick glasses, high water pants with suspenders, and that high-pitched voice. Because of that, Steve wasn't getting no play from Laura. This man had to transform into Stefan to get her to like him. This may not seem like a big deal, but A Different World stopped making new episodes in 1993. So all we were left with was Steve. It is my belief that this helped to program young black men to not want to be anything like Steve. My generation looked up to athletes and rappers. They were the cool guys pulling all the women. The girls in my generation liked that type of male. Remember, images are powerful. It became lame to be seen as a smart guy, and that caused a lot of my peers to change how they acted. Psychological warfare is that simple. Showcase the characteristics that you want the population to emulate and ridicule the traits that you want less of. It is imperative that we realize how something as small as a TV show can influence an entire generation for years to come.
Yeah, so what do y'all think about that?
I like it.
That was interesting. I think that it maybe there's probably some truth to it. I think it's an interesting POV I probably hadn't thought through. I'm sure as we kind of talk through the conversation, I'll kind of land somewhere.
I don't disagree with the sentiment. I think to go from Urkel transforming to Stefan to Tupac was a bit of a stretch Armstrong. But I do understand. First off, I understand the power of images for sure, the imagery, and that's why. We're gonna have that next show, the images that we saw. But anyway,
saving hoes.
No.
Oh
no.
My bad.
Because back in the day, the hoes didn't need saving that was on TV. But
Oh, not on TV.
they didn't need
What
saving.
about
They
in real
always
life?
working and had good jobs.
I said, what about in real life?
Oh yeah, we need some help.
Oh, okay.
But back to, I do think that I think it was I don't know. I don't know if we can blame it solely on the images, or is it based on what the community start to see as successful? Because if you think about it, when during the crack era, the dope man was making more money than any of the niggas that was going to work and coming home. So then that shifts the image of what you would want to be as a youngin'. You want to be the nigga that got the bread, nigga that's riding with them Daytons, you know what I mean? Nigga that's got the you know what I mean? That whole thing is more, I think that was more of the image that niggas was shooting for. And it was based in the shift in the culture, because of course that the intellectual thing that was like, you know what I mean, a different world, that going to college, and that was the imagery that we were getting, or they were getting at a certain time, because you know we just based on our age, but that was the imagery that they were getting at a certain time period. But then the shift happened. I think that if you go back and look at the sitcoms, and even like think about the sitcoms that were on during the time period, and as we were growing up, of course, we kind of they started to change, and then you see they died off completely, and then you can see where we are now is because there's no positive imagery that well, I don't know, you watch more TV, so you said like Abbott Elementary, maybe these different little places have like I guess it's a more nuanced, but I'm talking about like a black cast that's doing, you know, like the sitcoms like we had growing up. Like we don't have that, let's say the black excellence and the persevering black relationship. You know what I mean? We don't have that anymore. So I think that, yeah, you can just see the shift in the area.
I think the sitcom just died though. In which, I mean, I guess like I never watched it, but I get the Upshaw.
I mean, the networks,
the networks also.
So like Upshaw, Blackish is also one that in college, like Blackish is like
Blackish and Grownish both ended up. Grownish went to college, like so that ended up being like.
But those are positive black family whatchamacallits.
Okay,
and then
well, I mean, but there was a break though.
Netflix,
there may be something more new, but there was a break, wasn't it?
It was something.
Well, I don't watch TV like this. So.
I know which one. The same. I know which one. You're talking about,
Ken, what's his name? Kenyatta.
Kenya Bears.
Yeah, he actually played in that one. I forget what it is, but this was like showing like a different version of black people as well.
But was it a resurgence? Because it seemed like to me, I don't watch a lot of TV. I ain't never really been a big TV guy, but it seemed like there was definitely a pause of time where there was, well, you had My Wife and Kids.
Oh yeah, there definitely was.
So it was a little bit, it seemed like that, but it did seem like there was a pause. Because if you think about it, bro, we had the black shows. Even if it wasn't the family, you had the Living Singles, Girlfriends.
Yeah.
There was a lot of shows that we had.
Died with like TV.
What happened was they was using our shows to build up networks.
The network.
The Fox network used,
and then they dropped
the WB used, the CW, whatever you want to call it. They was using us to build up networks. But one of the interesting things about this was like just another story that I seen from like WB. I don't know if y'all ever watched The Parenthood, but if you remember if you ever watched The Parenthood with Robert Townsend, when the show originally started, he had a smart son. They got rid of the smart son. They still had him on the background making the music for the show, but they got rid of him on the show because they didn't know what to do with him as a smart character, and they brought in some guy who was like, it was a troubled character and everything. And that storyline was interesting, but it was like they went that route because they didn't know what to do with the smart character. So like for me, like growing up, Dwayne Wayne and Steve Urkel was actually two people who I used to watch. I didn't look up to Steve. Like
nobody did.
Yeah. But I did understand Steve. I was like on the like as far as being smart, I related to Steve because Steve was smart. I related more to I wanted to be more like Dwayne. Dwayne was definitely somebody who I looked up to because he was like, that was just about one of the only images that kind of was similar to who I was even when I was young. Like as far as like seeing a black male role model that's smart, and that's the field that he plays in, and his qualities come off his smartness. It ain't that he goofy, it ain't that he can rap. Like literally the thing that is his thing is that he's smart and they like girls. Like that was the thing or whatever. So I do think there was a transition like in like that being off of TV, and then like you just got Steve. Like I can kind of see the correlation between it. Like even if it was a purposefully done thing, that's why I was talking about the guy from Parenthood, because they didn't know what to do with these characters within the shows.
I guess
Damn,
like
the Bernie Mac show?
as I'm thinking. So do I think that the black intellectuals struggled for some years for sure? The problem would be like I get his point, but if I look at it inside like a broader lens, I think that there also wasn't any in pop culture or inside like general culture. All right. So now, all right. So I'm kind of still thinking through it. And if it, all right. So the late 80s up until like what is it, like mid 90s? In the mid 90s, there was still like an intellectual push when you had like the De La, the Tribes, the XYZ, in which being like wearing the big glasses and the koofies and all that shit still was. It still had a bit of cool to it, and there was a point where kind of like the water cut off. Yeah. And but I think that there's a space where as well, like if we talk about like whether it's the Urkels and all that, I don't know if there were popular intellectuals that were black that existed in the media, not in the media, or just in culture in general during that time as well. Like during the era of like let's just like you can run down like the what do you say, Malcolm, the Hueys, the MLKs, the like being a black cultural figure and black intellectual was still prominent and made cool and was a thing. There was a gap, and I think the gap started in the 80s, and it kind of continued to bleed through the 90s, in which there has been a lack of like the black intellectual that hadn't really existed inside of space. I think like with YouTube and different shit like that, we're starting, and even podcasting, and interviews, long form interviews, we're starting to see like and normalize the black intellect again. So whether you want to go from like, you know, again, we argue about it, but like shut up, like the 19 Keys and like even the Earn Your Leisure dudes and the Umars and the Tariq, like all of these people, it's bringing back the idea of the black intellectual not being this corny figure,
superhumanizing it,
and yeah, like I said, I understand the point that he's making. I don't know if I just attribute it on. Well, I don't know if he was only contributing, so I guess I got to be clever with my words. But I'm sure that it had a impact, like the Urkel thing, because you ain't want to be called Urkel with your pants, high water pants and shit like that. So like I definitely wouldn't discount the fact that there was an impact. There was definitely an impact on that. And I think that the bigger thing, in my opinion, was there wasn't a counter example of it, where there was a cool intellectual as well. That existed not just in the media sphere, but it don't matter what niggas do inside like the media if there's real cultural impact to people that are smart, that do wear glasses, or that does achieve like on some intellectual prowess. Where like now you see Jaylen Brown, the nigga, like he played chess his entire life. He, you know, he's an NBA player, but he was Berkeley scholar. You know what I mean? Like he's going back, like he's a bright intellectual young man that also is getting the thing to where it's normalized to be athletic and smart, or all these different things. But yeah,
and that's the part about like that's the thing that I was even talking about earlier when I was talking about like the interviews, being able to like you can be the most grittiest player on the court, but then let's talk. Let us hear you talk. Let us hear you articulate so that we can actually see that and humanize. Like you got the Urkel character, but like no, of course nobody wants to be fucking Steve Urkel because number one, he doesn't get the girl.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's for us. I mean, but
like
I mean,
generally,
you understand what I'm talking about.
The
like
trope is that he doesn't get the
right.
Yeah,
so,
Mara, bro, we can't hate on Mara was funny.
But then he didn't even value her like he. But anyways, you know what I mean. He didn't get the girl that
like interviews did Walker a great service.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like he was like, oh, this is not this version of, and I think it. To be honest, I think interviews do, especially hood characters. Yeah, it does them great service, especially once they're at an age where they're able to articulate themselves because of the blanket, broad stroke of ignorance that they place on black, especially people from like the hood that indulge inside any versions of that lifestyle. Let's just say like you are somebody that do any of the things that they say. there's a level of ignorance that they put on it. There's a level of I don't even want to, like, you use the word zombie mode, like just like not thinking and being like these almost inhumane individuals.
Yeah, they dehumanize.
And
it's
then
like,
you hear them talk, it's like, oh
idea.
no, all right, there's like nuance and realistic like human endeavor to this person.
Yeah. No, I think that's the most important thing for us. You know what I mean? Because we are going to like the basketball player. We are going to like the football player. We do like entertainers in general. We like to be entertained. But we need our entertainers to also show us that other side of the game. You know what I mean? We need that, because the more and more we're gonna. I don't see us. What is it? Rome? You know what I mean? With all of the fuck. You know what I mean? I don't
fall of Rome or building Rome.
It's probably gonna be the ball.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It just seemingly. I mean, it just makes sense as you continue to put your cultural value in entertainment. You know what I mean? While the people that are entertaining you has allowed this whole thing to, you know what I mean? They use the entertainment as a blindfold in order to keep, you know what I mean? To do their things, keep you, keep you, what's the word? Keep you, I can't think of the fucking word. Just keep you busy thinking about whatever the other shit. I can't even know what not even complacent. It's whatever.
Pacified.
Yeah, just
you kept putting P in them.
Yeah, I feel like it's a P word, but I feel like it's a P word. But yeah. So I mean, and we definitely need for them to show, because like nobody wants to be Urkel. We want the humanized version of the intellectual. You know what I mean? And it's so dope to see and understand that, nigga, you just because you smart don't mean you ain't got grit. Like you can be a nigga with that came from the hood and you learned your lessons, but you also was sharp and you a smart nigga, but you know what I mean, you still ain't gonna let a motherfucker play with you.
Just because you got grit don't mean you ain't smart.
That's a human. That's really the human thing. Like that's we entertainment dehumanizes a lot of the actual the lifestyle of an actual person who fits this quote unquote trope. Like 50 Cent. He's a good example. Like the interviews actually help too, because we knew what you know what I mean, the story 50. We knew the story, you know what I mean? But then now we see him as the man that he is today, or like a Jay-Z, which 50 was a little bit more gritty than Jay-Z was, you know what I mean, with his lifestyle. But yeah, I think that it's important for us to actually have the imagery. So that's the thing that I do agree with about the whole thing that he was saying. The imagery is very, very important.
Yeah, I think the imagery is important too, and I also think that even beyond just image, like in the neighborhood, we got to still celebrate it too. I watched this movie, maybe it was sometime near the end of last year, but it was this movie on Netflix that had Cuba Gooding, and it was like this chess movie. I can't remember the name of it, but it was based off of a true story. And like the guy had been locked up, but he had got out of jail, where he was actually really smart. And he helped a whole bunch of students, or he helped some students who was in trouble.
I've seen it. They learned to play chess.
They learned to play chess.
I've seen that too.
And it changed some of the lives of them people or whatever.
Yeah.
That's happened. It's a lot of people who got stories like that where they would have been in trouble. It's some of our parents who you talk to them, if they tell you how it really was for them, they only didn't get in trouble because Life of a King. They only didn't get in trouble because somebody like that was in their neighborhood that helped them to get out of it.
Mama Sharon.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, we that's the thing, bro. Like the selflessness of the community was so important. It was so important. We need these figures still, and I'm not saying that they don't exist now, because I'm pretty sure that they do.
We have to be the figures, bro.
And that's what I was about to say. We're at the age now where it's really our job. It's our job to, like, you know what I mean. It's our job to do it, because we're the age of the motherfuckers that was doing it then. Even though we just, it's like we don't want to grow up. You know what I mean? It's like we don't want to grow up. We think of adult like getting older is a negative thing. It's like we don't want to grow up and take, like, we the ones that's supposed to be having the cookouts now. Bro, your mama's 60 years old. There's no reason that she has to be throwing the cookout, bro.
Set out the 7. Well, I ain't about to get my address here.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say, I'm about to go all the way there, like.
But no, but that is something that I've tried to. Like there's a space where, like, you have to recognize, like, kind of like your place inside, like the
family,
the flow of the family, if that makes sense. And where, like, when it becomes time for you to host Thanksgiving, like, start doing the Memorial Day or the 4th of July cookouts and different shit like that. You know, so, no, it is good. Like I ain't host Thanksgiving this year, so it was a good little break. But I think like the past 3-4 years, where like prior to that, for the past 10-15 years, it was at my mama's house. You know what I mean? But there's a space where like you have to kind of like eventually take some of those things off of the elder space, and then like it's the new generation's time.
And they gonna fill in and do other stuff. Like the grandparents of this generation is the stuff to me, bro. I love it. Like
they definitely take it to another level. Like the when I see it, like they really involve grandparents, bro. They be actually like it's shit becomes funny. You see the dude that be walking around with his mom with the grandkids, and he always like telling her what she ain't do with them comparatively.
Oh yeah.
What she tell him? She always tell a nigga, don't compare when you don't. Some shit. It's so hilarious.
Listen, my mama, she when I tell you, she got like a rotating shirt collection of QJ photos to wear to the game with quotes on it. I didn't see this shit when I was playing drunk. But no, it's great love, and I think, I mean, to me, I look at it as like the evolution of like accessibility and different things like that. In which like now grandparents, like you said, like if I just talk about like Mom Dukes, where like she had a lot of energy at a certain time that was like pushed out towards like community shit and different things like that. Like she always had energy to do things, and like now as things slow down, and like now she just has energy. Like what shit I want to do for like all my grands, and like I'm gonna put all the energy that I had to do other things into this, and you know I'm gonna be at every game. I'm gonna be cussing out coaches. I'm gonna be wearing t-shirts and shit like that, and you know what I mean. That I think that it's great. And to me, once you also humanize your parents, and this is why I think that being a parent allows you to humanize your parents and understand why when they're grandparents, they can be so much better. It's because all the lessons that you have from being a parent and then being able to step back from your parenting. Yeah.
And then also the things that they instilled in you that you've already kind of that your child has an understanding of and grasps. You know what I mean? I don't have to teach those. You already know those things. I taught them to you, which you're teaching them to your youngin. And so not all of these things need to be said because you know what I mean? Because of the differences in the character.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just, man, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh man, I think this was a good conversation.
It was fun.
We're filling in the space as a Black male intellectual show. Hope y'all are paying attention to that. Like we enjoy doing that.
Right. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
This is the fact. And so yeah, nonetheless, accidentally, intentionally, me and Rel, we wore our Black intellectual glasses. How am I and there you go. You know, he did that when he had one up here like this or something like that. But yeah, again, like I think that this is an interesting space, and I enjoy it. There's been a point where I used to run from it, but now I embrace it. And like, listen, well, we're gonna get to that next week. Shout out to the hoes. And if you're a man that takes hoes, you know what I mean?
You're stupid.
But nonetheless, this has been a great conversation. This has been the To Be Fair show.
Yes.
In which, like you said, like we can go from music to politics and
to aliens.
For
Johnny P. Johnny P. Like talking about
black male vulnerability.
Black male vulnerability. Shout out to Johnny.
Shout out to Johnny.
Again, like we throwing Johnny a welcome back party when he come back. But you know, like Johnny might have like a 1 or 2 week hiatus, just kind of dealing with life and life how it comes up when he's ready to. Well, yeah, you know, Johnny, that's the homie. But yeah. Saying all that to say, this is Q.
Old head real.
We got
in the background.
Tone in the background. Often mistaken for G, but that's not G. That's Tone. I've heard him say it. I don't know. That's what they be saying sometimes. Man, that was G. Like,
that's crazy.
But
hold on, let me see if I can do G boy. Welcome to the G Ship. I can get you.
It's the
G Ship podcast. I can't do G, bro.
Yeah, when we talk about friends, family, finance,
freedom
and fuck everything else. My God.
Yeah, shout out to the homie G as well. And with that, we out.